It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. The heart of Massachusetts should be freedom, justice, and liberty. Freedom led pilgrims to Plymouth Bay. Salem trials had justice too late. The sons of liberty spilled the tea, and then the redcoats spilled their blood. The shot heard around the world rang out from the Bay State. Boston strong and ready to defend. It's where revolution started and end. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. Quincy Market, Freedom Trail, Charles River, Boston Harbor, Bunker Hill, Griffin Wharf, Fenway Park, Old North Church. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day.
Boom.
Yo, hey, boom.
Good morning.
Boom. Yeah.
I love that opening. I don't know. Some people don't like it, but man,
Well, who doesn't like it?
I don't know. Some people don't like it.
Yeah, making shit up. Stop it. That's a good song.
Morning, Trisha. Trisha's here.
Really?
Yeah. Trisha. Not a problem.
Oh, yeah.
We have ornaments, people.
We do.
We do.
I think I'd love to be on your tree, right? Yeah.
Just hanging.
Did you do any snow removal yesterday? Was it any snow in Whitman?
Not much, like half inch.
Oh,
Nothing
shit.
really. Yeah.
We get like 5 inches.
I was talking to one of our mods. She was driving. It took her 2 hours to go like 3 towns, if
it was,
that.
It was horrible.
She took a
horrible,
picture. I
dude.
couldn't believe it. Like
Yeah.
people forget how to drive in the freaking snow.
Been doing it our whole life.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
living somewhere else, right? And then migrating here and saying, what do I do now? What's this? Like,
Well, back in the day, we had rear-wheel drive cruisers. How'd you guys do it?
yeah, well, that's
You
was all
figured it
all
out,
the
right?
fun. Remember, I don't know about you, me and my friends used to get, like, in the winter, we used to get them like beaters just to drive around the last couple months. So we get out of them, and we would look for the biggest, baddest land yacht we could get. I think we had a Plymouth Fury that was it's a Brome. That thing, man, I swear it had 6 doors. It was huge.
But 318 in it,
No, it was
340 or something.
something
stupid?
strange. 320, not
327? No, that
No,
was
no.
GM.
321 maybe. Something different. I don't even remember. It didn't last. The frame was rotten, and I hit a snowbank, and it didn't look good after that.
What did you guys just go skiing with it?
Just bouncing around town. Just to drive around. We'd go to all the schools because they'd make all the big snowbanks. So we do 360s, and yeah, it didn't matter. You crash into it. It just,
Yep.
that's when you get the duct tape and the lights fixed. You didn't care.
Can't do that today, though.
Nope.
Fucking too many cameras watching you.
It's not even that, Mike. It's all those vehicles they tried to get rid of, and then they've been constantly cycling to get those older vehicles off the road because the newer stuff it's safer. Think about it. Now you're hitting plastic on plastic. It's not metal. You're not getting really. My car doesn't have any airbags, Mike.
That's true.
And the steering wheel is a solid piece of metal that doesn't move.
Yeah, you're gonna get all jammed up if you rear end somebody.
And
Tree.
where my feet go, it's like it's in a small little well.
Yeah.
So any crunch, my feet are done. My ankles are all done. Oh yeah. So the newer cars, though, right?
Yeah.
You get out, you walk around. Yeah, well, we're good. So it's actually, it's a good thing. Progression, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's how the world works.
So what'd you do last night? Anything good?
You did a lot of watching.
But all the video, all the
All the
mods?
stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We're better than that, right?
I think
There's
so.
there's Aussies here.
Yeah.
If someone wants to, if you want to come on and say hi, someone get her a link. More than happy. She's always welcome here. No, it's just it's unfortunate. I think we're better than that. Um, as for Grant, I mean, of all people, I know him more than probably 90% of the people out there. Like I know him. Like he's physically put me to the ground.
What?
Yeah. Oh, dude, bull in a china shop when
Oh,
and he's not graceful. So when he tries to go forward through a crowd of people,
oh, I see.
he can't do it right. He can't do it without. So yeah, he put me to the ground hard. Um,
Did he apologize?
no,
I think it was a couple people with apologies.
I think
You
so.
know,
But,
Karen,
hold on.
whatever.
So then, right then he's oh, there's Kristen. Good morning, Kristen. Um, and then I have the joyous pleasure of having him over my shoulder screaming obscenities
Yes.
at the person who I'm trying to protect to
Yeah.
a point to make sure like no one jumps on her from behind or whatever, right?
Right.
Like I know Grant. I've been through all this with Grant. He's not here. He's not on my Christmas list, right?
He's on the spectrum.
He's somewhere. He's
Right.
there.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother thing, right? So he's also somebody that I have to deal with because he's physically in front of me. Whether I like him or not, I still have to
Yeah.
deal with him. He's a person above
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
Like him, love him, he's still a person. He's a human. He's got feelings.
Right.
So
You know, if
I
you
have
was, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No,
I just thought, I don't know how the conversation went because I didn't watch it, but I mean, you guys just sat there and had a cup of coffee and some food and whatever. I don't know.
I mean it wasn't a date. Scott McGinnis was a date. That was a real date. So, like, of all people, and of anyone that should sit down and talk with Grant, I think I think I deserved a couple minutes. I've earned that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we went down the street, put the camera on the table, and we had breakfast. No, sat across and we discussed all sorts of stuff. Now, Grant has the privilege in his way of knowing the other side's strategy, motive, facts,
Agenda.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. He has
Yeah.
access to that.
Right.
I don't. I've never heard from that side. You see it on Twitter, but I haven't heard it, right? I haven't had a discussion with him really, back and forth. So we went out to breakfast and we talked, and it went really good, Mike. I'd have another discussion with Grant. Not a problem. That doesn't negate everything that he's done, everything that he said. I can't be responsible for his actions.
Right. I see. Yeah.
Like now
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
with
You're
that
right.
said, right?
Yeah.
I 100% do not agree with how he treated Melanie Little. Unacceptable. There's nothing makes an excuse for that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't do that. I respect Melanie. I love Melanie. She's great. Do I like Grant? No. Like there's a difference. Like I can
Yeah.
make like I can, you
You could
know,
have you could have a conversation with somebody you don't like.
and we disagreed, Mike. We
I
we,
I would
we
I would think
disagreed.
so.
We
I would
did.
think so.
We went right to the wall with some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And you ready for this?
What?
I told Grant a piece of information that he didn't know. And guess what?
What?
That changed Grant's mind.
Wow.
A piece of factual information. He now has the truth now on a piece of it. Mike, that's just one piece. If somebody wants to talk to Grant and maybe give him another piece, that's not hurting anybody. So with what I gave him, he won't mention that. He can't, because he understands it himself.
Gotcha.
So, when I talk to him, like, I'm hoping he says something that helps Karen. I hope he says something that helps Aiden, right? Like he would have that information. He knows who talks to who and why, and I don't.
Do you think he's an alternative motive here? Like, do you think he's trying to do something behind Kate's back and all that bullshit? Not that I even follow it, but
No.
Okay.
I think you really want to know what I think it is?
What?
I think they used Grant and they just like used the heck out of him. And he's smart enough to, Grant knows pain. He's the last of 5 kids. Like, he knows like internal pain, like sadness, pain. So when the other side really laid into him, when he trusted them, boom. So they burned all that bridges. So now he's not over here. He's not over there. I think he's just meandering in no man's land, trying not to take a bullet. Because he's got nothing. He's a man without a country type of a thing,
Yeah, I just found it weird that he's been hanging out with the.
Listen, he's beat me to court 3 times in a row, and he's been there.
I just find it odd that he's like never been there before, and now he's been there the last 3 times.
Yeah,
with you guys outside near you guys,
and he's pleasant with everybody. And you know what? Even though Jason was there, Jason went right to him, whatever they talked about. But so Grant took some of that, I think maybe he knows he did bad, maybe. And what Mike, how else do you try and get, I don't want to say get back into good graces, but how do you at least get to a point where you don't take any shots that are meant for you? So when he's meandering no man's land, he's not getting hit. The bullets are going over him.
Right.
You
take him. You should take him.
And I think he did more than some people by at least standing there and knowing he was going to take the hit, and he did. He didn't in that aspect. Now, I'm not condoning him. I'm not endorsing him. I don't think I'm giving him a platform. I think I'm trying to get some information that I didn't have in the past. Like, I didn't know anything from the other side, and I learned a lot. So, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
but no, the people that Grant did hurt, let's address that, because that seems to be like kind of an issue. To the people that he hurt, I'm very sorry. I mean, I don't think anyone deserves that. But with that said, I can't be responsible. But however, if you tell me what happened when they talked to Grant, I'll have some information that I can maybe give it to him in a different way that he can then go and apologize. I don't think they're even giving him that, and that's on them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you think
if you want me to help, I can try and maybe fix that.
Yeah. Do you think he will apologize? I mean, he said some vile stuff. I mean,
he did. And listen, dude, he owes
a couple of people that I saw, heard him say, behind people, right in front of people, like, dude, like, with Alan Jackson shit, all that stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
It's crazy.
That's the stuff I'm talking about.
Where'd that come from? Like,
right.
So far out there, Mike.
That was, it was a while ago, but still, people don't forget. And it's like, here's your chance if he ever wants to come Coco with that and just say, hey, I fucked up, or hopefully you guys accept my apology. And
or he got bad information. Again, I believe he was used, and
because Wasn't somebody stalking them down at the Omni? Wasn't Kate Peters and somebody stalking those two down the Omni?
Yep. Two other ones.
Oh, there
So
you go.
he knows where some of the bodies are buried and stuff. So I mean, not
I
that I
gotcha.
want it, but I mean, if it's gonna help Aiden or help Karen, I want it. I absolutely want it, hands down.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize like what we're trying to do here. We're trying to help Karen Reed here. We're not trying to make friends with
No.
Grant. I mean that it's not even that. It's just I don't know. Call it for what it is. Like Grant's Grant, and if you know him and you've had interactions with him, then you'll know what I'm talking about. He's
got a tattoo on the back of his head,
with his own name. How do you read it, guy? If you look in the mirror, it's backwards. So you have to have the tattoo reversed backwards and inverted to be able to read it.
Who gets a tattoo on the back of his head? Like legit, like the only thing I can think about is like prison,
Yes, like a movie, like 1984. Yes, they're all just walking in line.
Oh my god! And I got a tattoo in the back of my head. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't be telling everybody that,
See,
oh my god.
See Glenn, right? I think Glenn gets it. Like,
yeah.
I'm not necessarily like talking to him as much as I'm trying to get information out of him because he has it. I don't.
He has what Kate Peters all motives are, and I don't know what he's just hanging out with the fake victim quite a bit. I don't know what that's all about.
Well, if you
I don't follow it that much. I'm more into the you know what I mean? Like I get it, and I don't. But he's like escorting her in. He's videotaping the crowds, and like
yes.
it's like I don't understand all that stuff. I'm like, okay, but
again,
I don't know. Maybe he feels
like I think he did talk about it though, Mike. I think he did. The more when I spoke to him,
yeah,
I think he did.
Well, he brought it up, saying that this is why I'm doing it.
Yes.
I think Keith Peters burned him.
Oh yeah, they all did, Mike. See, and again, that's between them, and I don't want to fix that. That's none of my business. I don't want it.
Right.
But if he's got information about Tully or Fanning or Morrissey, I'll take it. Not that I'm going to believe it either, but listen, I want all of it.
Yeah, he did mention that he was in a parking lot with somebody where they drove up and gave him cash.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Remember he said I witnessed the whole thing going down. Someone gave Kate Peters an envelope full of cash. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Very.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Anyways, so they kind of puts it together for me, like he's adamant about I was sitting in the passenger seat, a white Toyota pulled up right through the car, window to window, gave her a handful of cash, and when they were gone.
I would never have known that. Now I'm not saying it's true, but
he repeated it like 3 or 4 times.
And he's specific. He's got the specifics too. They don't change.
I just wonder what his motives are in terms of he's just trying to fuck her over big time or what,
And again, right? That's an absolute possibility, right?
Yeah.
Right? So you always keep that in the back of your head, but you don't
right.
You don't put it in the front of your head. Listen, you want to take some calls from some people?
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I won't be able to respond to him, but I'll listen to him.
I'm gonna mess with that, bud, while it's going.
Right. It's okay though, either way.
Yeah.
Hey, just tomorrow we have court,
Yes, sir.
All right.
We've court all week, don't we? It's Monday, Tuesday. No, Tuesday.
You have Monday and Christmas Eve, whatever that is.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
But and then Aussie's like, dude's an idiot.
True. Absolutely. Listen, I missed the super chat by Amy. Dude, what if I told you that we're all adults and have free will? What if I told you having a convo with someone doesn't mean you agree with them? It's just that simple. It really is. Like how else How
Yeah,
else more?
tomorrow's West Roxbury tomorrow. Oh no, the 24th. That's not the 24th. Tomorrow's not the 24th, is it?
Today's 22nd.
Yeah. So there's another one.
It is Tuesday.
She can get me all screwed up, man.
Well, remember, I'm still missing a day from 2 weeks ago.
All right, so on the 20th, what's today's date?
Well, we get a call coming in.
All right, so the 20th is in Dedham, buddy. Tomorrow's Dedham. Yeah. Violation of HBO, flipping off Lauren and Aiden. That's Kate Peter. And then Kate Peter on the 23rd, West Roxbury, and then Lindsay Gattani the 24th in Attleboro.
Good morning. Hello. Hello. Okay. That didn't work.
It's too early in the morning. The 20th already happened.
The internet.
Today's the 22nd.
Internet, wake up.
Today's the 22nd. Hello. It's too early for me.
All right. So
Oh,
we need to get
the 23rd.
calendar. Try this
I
again.
have a
You ready?
calendar going, but I'm just reading this thing here. I just missed the date.
Okay,
So
hold on.
tomorrow, yeah, this definitely went tomorrow.
Got a call.
Call from
Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Good morning, Tom and
morning.
Mike. How are you today?
Let me just pop you on. Hold on real quick.
Okay.
This.
What, can you hear me now or no? No.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear Mike?
Can you hear me?
I haven't
No.
seen. I don't know. Hi, Mike. I see him wave.
That's good enough.
This is crazy. I don't know why you can't.
It's all right.
I'm in the settings and it doesn't make sense. So how was your day going today, Kathy?
It's pretty good. I'm from a small town in Missouri. Just waking up, having coffee and other things with you guys.
All
And
right.
I've been wanting to come to Boston, but I can't. I injured my neck.
Ooh.
And so I'm kind of stuck for the winter.
Well, you have to, you want to get better first.
Yeah. So springtime, I'm hoping. I'm teaching my parrot how to quack like a duck,
Okay.
so that when my parrot comes up, he can quack for everybody.
I like
Nice.
it. We have another lady in our mods. She has birds. I don't know exactly what type, but African gray. That sound right?
Yeah, that's a good parrot. That's a nice talking parrot.
So what do you think about the Karen Reed case from out there?
Well, I just can't believe what is going on. It's insane. The corruption, you can just see it.
Is that blatant? Is that obvious, right?
Yes, it is. And on top of that, it goes so far up that I'm really scared about this next trial. I know that Karen is innocent, but those people are so powerful, they can do what they want.
True. Yep.
So
how do we approach this? Like what else more do you think we could do?
the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So the louder we all get,
Out of war.
the more people will know.
So
and hopefully,
Thomas Anonymous just sent a message, and he said, buying a meal of food for your enemy is a great way to know your enemy's thoughts. Plus, Wendy didn't pack any Lunchables for Santa Claus. What are you following along with this? With the grant thing?
I am. I'm not completely following it. I'm on the YouTube following it. It's I learned a little bit more about Grant from watching Mike. I wasn't aware of his past.
Correct.
And listening to you this morning, I wasn't aware of that either.
Grant definitely has a past, and it's not something you'd want to put on a resume.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you know, with that said, I learned more about Will than I did about anybody.
I do believe, though, you do have to keep your enemies close. If you don't know what's going on, then you don't know how to fight them.
And see, that's where I have an issue. I don't see him as a combatant. I see him as just like collateral damage. They used him up. Now he's got nowhere to go.
It's sad.
It is. That's how I see it. I don't know if it's, that's me.
So real quick,
Yes.
I want to address that the Higgins phone call. He's losing it.
You
Yeah.
believe that was him, right?
Oh, no doubt it was him.
Mike, I've heard nobody say it hasn't been him. And I asked him. I questioned it at the beginning. Man, I can't. I'm trying not to. That's definitely him. I don't.
He's cracking. Dude.
It is definitely him. I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of time to sit here and think, but sometimes I wonder if he's cut off the other people. I wonder if he's flipped.
Well, we think he did a long time ago, only for the fact that he got the chance to get the proffer, right? They gave him a shot. So if he came forward, that kind of lets them give him a proffer.
Okay.
So I believe you're true in that aspect where he is definitely helping the other side, our side, I believe.
Wow.
You wrong.
This is the craziest case ever.
You wrong.
So I have one question. When this is all said and done and you look back and you write the book, what do you put the title?
Oh my, I have to think about that one. I might have to email that to you because I like to write things out and look at them and see how they feel.
Wow. All right. So think about this one. So you're in front of Karen Reed right now. What do you say to Miss Karen Reed?
Oh, Karen, I appreciate your strength. I cannot understand what you're going through. I am deeply sorry that you have to go through this. I'm so sorry that there are people that are so evil in this world, but you are loved and you're cared for. And we're going to get through this.
Wow. That was nice.
I believe everything you said to be true, and I'll help you in that cause. I believe in that.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well said.
Listen, you guys, I mean, I love you, Tommy and Mike. I watch you guys every time you're online.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Well, I'm alone most of the time, so it's nice to have people like in my living room talking with me.
Have some coffee in the mornings. Good morning. So we're gonna try and do this more often. Like we're gonna try and do every day.
Okay.
Even if it's for a small while or whatnot, but we're trying to get more engagement with everybody. And the Christmas thing we did for Karen was great, meeting everybody too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so disappointed I didn't get to go to that. Oh.
Unfortunately, there'll be more fundraisers for her, I'm sure. Because
I know.
Can you see the state, how they're trying to just soak the money out of us? Like, just give me more,
Yes, Aunt Bev. Aunt Bev is just infuriating. Mr. Jackson, you can take a red eye.
Mr. Jackson, you can hit Zoom too, right? They can Zoom it and save all the money.
I wonder how much money she's getting paid under the table to do all this.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's power. It's power. It doesn't have to be money, right?
I don't want to make fun of people's looks, but for the last week or so, I've been looking at Bev going, she reminds me of somebody. She reminds me of a Pekingese dog.
Okay, I can see that.
And
Yeah,
I don't mean
Pekingese.
to, I don't mean to put down Pekingese dogs. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
With that, I think I'm going to let you guys go. Take more callers.
Listen,
All
thank you
right.
so much. We appreciate you watching us.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
thank you. I love you guys, and just we ain't got no quit.
That's right. Get your ass
We
up here.
we can't wait. Bye, dear. He said bye. Peace out.
I thought that was good, Tom. That was good.
I got better. You ready for this one, Mike?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good
I see.
morning, guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing
Well,
good.
doing well. How's your day going?
Kind of at the end of it. It's like just after midnight here. So I'm trying to reset my body clock for a live stream tomorrow through your evening time. So
Oh,
it's
that's right.
it's a bit of juggling. So I might even cancel it yet. I'm not sure. It's just so much going on at the moment. So you never know.
Have you even got like shopping and presents and wrapping or anything like that, or no?
No, not this year. I
Okay.
cancelled Christmas this year because I really want to try and get my house on the road, try and get stuff happening with the house, and yeah, just saving as much money as I can. And the grandkids aren't around this Christmas, so it's kind of a bit easier to do this time. So yeah, giving Christmas a miss. Although I will be jumping on Shorty's channel on Christmas Day and probably Christmas Eve or whenever she'll have me, to be honest.
Mhm.
But
Nice.
I don't know
Listen,
what she's got.
it was really nice to see all the support that she got, and I kind of feel bad in a way because I don't think like the problems with Grant were personal, like local Boston, and she's from
Right. Well,
you know she's
apparently,
from
because
there,
you're not
so
local, you're not local, you're not allowed to. So
well
we're being told.
it's a different taste. That's all I get. Like it's just a little different. It's a little more personal, and it's hard. It's very hard.
Right. Well, I think I typed it in chat just before. Like, Grant's an idiot and he likes the sound of his own voice. And the longer you
Yes.
keep talking, the sooner he's going to slip up and say something which might actually mean, a good thing for Karen or a good thing for Total Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of felt she was coming from the right place. We both talked about this extensively. We talked about the things that he's done to other people, how conniving he can be. So she knew what she was up for. And also with the clapback she got from Mike, she knew that was coming too. We talked about that as well. She knew that people in the community weren't going to be entirely happy about it, but she wanted to have that opportunity to see, what she could get out of him. And I mean, that's flown now. That's never going to happen now because we've all been talking about how we get him to flap his gums and say stuff that we need. But
I think he has something he wants to tell us. I think he really has something inside that he's just
I think so too.
And when he's not at the point where he can put it out yet, I feel
Right. And
it's
I
strange
actually
feeling.
I think you're onto something. And I think that people who don't have a history with him are the ones who probably are going to be able to bring it out. Like, just to get on at least, talking terms with him, to get him to flap his jaws, because he likes to flap his jaws. He doesn't shut up.
Right.
So and people give him just way too much credit that while he's sitting there flapping his jaws, that he's actually able to operate his brain. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I think he's just flapping his jaws. So and yeah, I think that, giving Shorty the opportunity to get on that level with him, because she doesn't have any of that history, might have actually benefited Karen and TB. And that's what she was aiming for. That's what I was aiming for. Had nothing to do with Mike. Mike was never going to be the topic of conversation. he obviously wanted it to be about him. So, you know,
Yep.
sorry, Mike, not much I can say about that. But
And I get it. I get it. Like, I don't think that Mike's gonna send Grant a Christmas card. I'm pretty sure he's not. Like, I get that. Totally understand it where he's coming from at that point. But
yeah,
Miss Shorty, man,
she's got away with
she's great.
Yeah,
She
she's
couldn't
got away.
handle them. Not a problem. No, I mean, you and I talked about it. We had 100% confidence in her ability to keep that on track. She
Absolutely.
that would not have went off the rails. And she's
No,
great
but
like that. So
she also had control of the volume button too. You know, she could have muted him if he didn't shut up. So
bingo.
she had control. We discussed like multiple different ways to get him into the conversation, multiple different topics where we could get him to trip up. We talked about lots of stuff. So it's not like she went into this blind and didn't know about all this history. And she knew about Mike's history. She knew about that. She knew that he used to work with Mike. She knew all of that. We discussed that. We talked for hours and hours and hours.
So, but also at the same time, not that this is, and this is absolutely not an excuse or anything other than people change. I know I've changed from a person who I was at one point in time. I'm a different person now. Took a lot of work in between. I don't think he's there, but if he's on that path of trying to change, I don't know.
Yeah. So I just think that it was all like nobody gave her a chance. Nobody actually, I don't believe that Mike went to a channel to see what her content is about, to see whether or not she could, you know, get on a wavelength with him to get him to open up and, you know, spill some beans. You're definitely on some wavelength with him. You get him to talk at least.
Well,
and it's good.
And then it's hard to even think of a question to ask him that's worded in a way that
isn't going to trigger him.
Exactly. So that's a whole thing too. And it's on the spot like this. So, you know.
Right. And that's the reason her and I talk so much about it, like to get her so that she had all her notes in order. He couldn't sideline her. So she had it all like planned out how it was going to go down. So
well, yeah. I'm sure that, you know, the best part about this whole thing, the best part is she come out of this okay. Mike's gonna come out of this okay. Grant's still gonna be Grant, hands down, never gonna change that boy unless he changes himself. Which, listen, I can at least sit down and have a discussion with him. There was a point in time where I was ready to knock him out. Like,
right, he was doing some really horrible physical like attacks and stuff.
So there's been a change.
There has been a change in that regard.
Me personally, so I feel that change, and you know. So if anything, it's me and him burying the hatchet per se, right? If anything, and you guys all witnessed that. Yeah,
and I don't see that as a bad thing. Like, you know, nobody was criticizing you for doing it. And is that because you're a local? Is that because you're got to be there at the courthouse with him or whatever? You know, there's two sides of the same coin there, but just to wrap it up, because I don't really want to keep talking about Grant, but just to wrap it up, if we'd have just given Shorty the opportunity, I think it would have been, it could have been a positive outcome. We could have gotten him to slip up with some information. Like, I've busted him saying stuff on, what's that woman's channel? I don't really want to say her channel, but
that one.
That woman's channel. He's always over there on Roberta's channel, like blabbing and blabbing and blabbing. But I've busted him saying a couple of things just in those blabs where you know that if you got the right person leading that conversation, you can get him on that track to open up a little bit more on that track. And so these were the things that we were discussing, you know, about doing that. But it's just terrible that Mike took it the way that he did. And I'm sorry that he did. You know, we didn't mean any harm at
No.
all to anyone.
Of
We're
all people.
getting we're getting abused for being harmful to his victims. That was never going to be re-victimizing his victims was never going to be an option on Shorty's channel. It was just not. So
If anything, it would have helped the victims by talking about it, so that she would have more information about the situation and maybe go to find out about the victims.
right. So long before Mike said anything, we already had people coming into our chat saying, "You have to tell him this. You have to ask him that. You have to confront him about his mother. You have to blah blah blah." And we were like, "No, this is Shorty's channel, and she's going to do what she's going to do. We don't have to do nothing that you want." But to
Right.
move on from that, I just want people to realize that, sometimes us creators are going to disagree with each other. We don't always agree with each other. And that was one of the beautiful things about the live stream when Will came up and Aiden came up, and we also had Jason and Shorty, and I'm trying to remember everyone was there, Lacey and myself. We didn't all agree on everything that was being said there, but there were things that we could agree on. Like, we didn't all agree with Will and his background issues
Right.
with Mike. They're not our issues. We don't have those issues with Mike. We didn't agree on that. But he was able to say, they're my issues. I own it. I know they're my issues. I'm not asking anybody else to choose. So in that sense, and then also I was going to snip the disagreement. I was going to clip the disagreement between Turtle Boy and Will on that topic, because it was just beautiful. Like, they never came to an agreement on that specific topic.
Right.
They moved on without fighting about it, without being
And
attacking each other or getting personal or any of that. Like, they just went, yeah, we don't agree on that. Move on. So
and I think how do I word this? I think the audience, I think they need to give us just maybe a little break, because this is hard. Like, dealing with other creators is hard. Scheduling this is hard. Finding time to deal with the other stuff that goes along with having a channel is hard. Like,
it's all hard. Yep.
it's not easy, and there's no manual. So you guys are all witnessing all of us figuring this stuff out, because I've never had to do this before.
So when you tell us that, issues that we're having are invalid because you don't want to hear them, you're invalidating us being humans. And that's probably that's the thing that gets to me the most. Like, I'm going to want to jump on and say, you know what, I'm feeling like this today, because guess what? I got fucking feelings. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. But it's we're human. We've got feelings. So, when you're telling us that we can't have feelings because you don't want to know about it, then you're basically saying, I don't care about you as a creator. And that's fine. Move on. Go find another creator that you do care about.
Right.
So,
Mike,
one of the things I like to tell people when they're first starting out their channels is just be your authentic self. People either like you or they don't. Just be your authentic self. And if you're having a rough day, don't be afraid to say you're having a rough day, because we're just humans. So
bingo. Beautiful.
yeah.
It's really, yes, everyone has bad days, but you guys get to witness it.
Yeah. Or not. Like, in my case, I'm not always live. So, I mean, people get to witness your good and bad days live. Whereas I choose what days I'm going live, so you don't have to witness it a lot. So,
Mike, you're too quiet.
No, I'm just listening in, man. I just believe in the. Did you read the book Out of War?
Yes.
yes.
Always know your enemies, man. Get to know, trust,
and keep them close.
That's right. Out of War. That's all I'm thinking about.
But what about what we're doing, Mike? I mean, because we don't have a manual. We're making mistakes. I mean, we're figuring stuff out on the fly here, right? Like,
people are people. Humans are humans. People have feelings. Not everybody's gonna agree with you. the best thing you can do is just be polite, cordial, and if you don't like him, you move on. And if you want some information, just keep going. But know who you're
Well,
dealing with. Don't put your
yeah,
guard down.
I just got to add to. I'm not always polite and cordial. Cordial. That's what my kids used to say. Sorry, they just slipped out. I'm not always polite and cordial, and I will. Publish a video where I'm ripping heads off, but
All
I'll
right, guys.
re-record.
Oh, I just
It's
had
okay.
Kevin from South Boston just called. I missed it.
But
Oops.
that's all right though, Aussie.
Sure.
That's your right, man.
It is. It really is, Aussie.
Do whatever the fuck you want, man.
Right.
And the thing,
Right?
running, like,
It's part of being the authentic self. Like some days you aren't
Yeah.
going to be happy with what's going on. Some days you are. So
and some days you're just lucky to get through the day.
without even pressing the record or live button, you're right.
I've tried to do the second part of the Vanity Fair article 3 times, and I can't finish it. It's killing me.
I'm having the same issue with doing a mashup of Hank Brennan's Cross on Dr. Russell. Every time I turn it on, I want to smash my screen, and I can't get through it. I grabbed all the clips. I just can't do it because it's like frustrating me. I just want to smack him in the head.
And that's a whole nother thing, right? Is how much time do you spend on data, like collecting data and like listening to it, watching it? Like, how much time do you really spend doing that? Is that most of your days just finding this clip and that?
Well, you got to remember that one day of court, and for me to clip, 10 law tubers, and all the funny bits about what they did or said during that one day of court, I literally have to watch that one day of court 10 times to catch 10 YouTubers saying something funny about certain bits.
Right.
So it's a lot of work. And then I end up with, a 10-minute clip, sometimes 20-minute clip. So yeah, it's a lot of work. And I don't know that people can appreciate how frustrating it can be. Like, I didn't clip a lot of Lally. A lot of people were saying, clip Lally, clip Lally. I was like, don't fucking torture me, man. It's hard enough to sit through this already without having to clip freaking Lally.
Guys, hold on. Guess who? Hey, how you doing, bud?
Doing good.
This is Kevin, right?
Yeah, this is Kevin.
From North Boston.
North of Boston.
Gotcha. How's your day going, bud?
Good. I'm related to Kevin from south of Boston.
Gotcha.
Today's Sunday, so today I'm north of Boston.
Gotcha. So how do you think Karen Reed trial, the second one's going to end up? How do you feel about that so far?
I'm actually calling about Grant.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about Grant.
Damn it! I just changed the subject.
I heard someone say something good about Grant. So, and he's an instigator. Okay,
Yep.
He's trying to insert himself. So I'm just curious why everyone just can't just ignore him.
Because he's there. He's physically, like, he's in front of you.
Yeah, but that's his MO.
Correct.
That's what he does. That's how he inserts himself into everything. And the greatest weapon against that would literally be to pretend that he doesn't exist and to ignore him. Eventually, he'll go away on his own.
Has he gone away yet?
Yeah.
We've all been ignoring him. All this time, we've been ignoring him up until Tommy started saying, yay.
Yeah, we've been trying to, we tried that at the beginning when he was really loud and obnoxious towards Karen. We all just left him alone. I think one person spoke to him. I think it was Chrissy. It's the only person that would speak to him. Otherwise, we left him out.
You're right. He's like herpes.
He doesn't go away. The thing is, he has the information. Like, he legitimately has it. So
oh my God.
How else do we get it? I'm not going to talk to anyone else over there.
What information?
The other side has the other side of the information.
What are we talking about?
Like the Tully stuff and that incident and how that went down with Mello involved in it at 1:30 in the morning. Yeah. Personal phone calls back and forth. He knows who did what and why. There. I don't.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't. This is Tom. Who am I talking to? Is this
Yeah.
Tom?
Yes, sir.
So I know you got a lot of heat for meeting with Grant. I actually thought that was a very productive conversation, but then I was like, why are we meeting with him? Why are we friends with Grant all of a sudden? However, I'm the one that told you I liked your car and was disappointed you didn't have a turbo.
Yeah, I got you. I know that was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah. I think that was it yesterday. No,
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that, but I'm not friends with Grant. I can say that I am.
No,
I'm cordial.
I know.
Like,
yes, you're a very neutral person. I appreciate you.
and if he's gonna give me anything that's gonna help Karen or Aiden, I want it.
You're not gonna get it from him though. He's trouble.
Yes, I agree. I think.
All right. Well, I got nothing else. I just wanted to just point that out. I can't stand Grant and anyone giving him any attention. In fact, I would actually encourage people to continue to try their hardest to just ignore him, because he literally is toxic and he created all this drama. So all the drama that's going on with all these content creators, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of it is because of him.
I can see
and his
that.
little minions.
No, I can see that. All right.
Well, hey, have a good morning. Enjoy your coffee.
Too. Have a good Christmas, my friend. Enjoy.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, sir.
I do not disagree with him at all.
Nope.
I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree with him.
I don't either. He's great. I mean,
some people have it. Some people have it this way. Some people have that way. You know, they see it a different way. That's all.
And they're not wrong though.
But hey, you know what, Tom? We listened, right? We took the call. He said what he had to say. Take it for what it is. He thought your conversation at breakfast was productive. It was organic. The thing about that was organic. It was spur of the moment. It wasn't like planned out. It was just like, hey, let's go have breakfast. You want to talk? Let's talk.
And it was just it was just me and him on the sidewalk, Mike. Like,
I know you didn't have to record it either. You could have just had breakfast. Correct. You know, it's just the way it is. But I think you're right. Maybe we do give him too much attention, and maybe the next time we see him at court, we just talk to him. You know, just do your thing. Who knows?
Mike, this touches on everything. Like, as a human, you know.
Yeah.
As a content creator, you know, as someone that knows him, it is all different.
I guess I would say, in a poll, who wants to hear more about Grant and who doesn't?
I want to find out why the freaking chief of police needs to spend $500,000 on a shoot house.
Thank you for changing the subject.
And they can't even deal with the kids in the house.
Oh yeah,
destroying stuff.
Yeah, so I had the paper again. Yesterday's paper, the Wednesday's
What's
paper.
up with Whitey? If he didn't know they were pressing charges in the paper, he never would have found out.
Oh,
dude, what's up with that?
I know. I read it.
That's a bad play, man. That's bad news.
Explain it.
Whitey. They accuse Whitey of touching, bumping, whatever into Chris Albert
at the library.
Yes, sir. And
isn't that what? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Good.
Isn't that what's his name did to Karen in the hallway?
Yeah, Dougal. Yeah.
No. This is a lot less. Whitey's not that type of guy. Like, Whitey stands there with his hands in his pockets. Like, he's not.
Yeah, right. I think the point I was making is when their side does something, they always accuse the other side of that thing. It's kind of like it's narcissist behavior. It's Darby, flip it around, make it seem like someone else is doing it.
Exactly. And Chris is a little bitch. So they put charges on this poor guy.
True.
For something that didn't happen. And you know what the best part is, I heard?
Do you tell?
Guy behind him was recording the entire thing and it never happened.
Oh, yay.
Are you serious? It made the paper, dude. It made the paper.
There may be a video of it never happening.
That's good. I love it. I love it. Every trick they try to pull, they get called out. Like, there's always someone filming it.
So Whitey, this guy, they tried to bum rush him by putting a warrant out and not, they sent it to his prior address that they knew was a prior address because he now lives here, but they sent it to the old address on purpose. So he never got the notice that would say you're due to go to
Defaulted.
court. So he'd be a no-show at court, automatic warrant, boom. That's bad. Canton Police
Jesus.
Department. Canton.
Tom, you can't get anything done at the Canton Police Department. And Jesus Christ. And they know what they said too.
The ex-brother-in-law can do whatever he wants. He jumped right in the front seat of the cruiser.
I know. They didn't even mention Chris's name. They mentioned a public servant.
Is he a public servant?
That's
doesn't
what
do
said in the
nothing.
paper. But that's what they didn't mention Chris Albert. They mentioned public servant.
Mike, you need
Crazy,
to freaking Mike can run. Mike, you gotta go. You have to go. Just to man, I would sit next to him every single meeting on purpose. So
Select board meeting? You mean be a selectman?
so you ready? Here, let me tell you a quick story. Me and the mayor of New Bedford at the time, Scott Lang, we were getting into arguments back and forth because he didn't help me out. So I went public and embarrassed him. And so we were publicly feuding. He'd go on the radio station. I'd call up and blah, 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 blah. So like we were clashing, me and the mayor, hard. Well, something happened. I think it was a celebration, and I had to go to a Jewish temple that I'd never been to. So I went and made myself a little bit, but figured that part of it out. But up front was the mayor's wife sitting in the front row, all by herself. So I went and I sat directly right next to her. Bunch of seats, all open seats, but nope. I went and took the one sitting right next to her. And guess who came over to say hi? Real, like, instantly quick.
Yeah.
The mayor. He wasn't doing anything bad, just talking, hanging out. This is
you know how to
great.
get to you know how to get to him though. Go through the wife.
And there's ways. So I don't want to say that Grant's giving us information, but Grant's doing us a lot of favors. Okay. We have what he said on video twice. Specific things, Mike. So we can go back to that and find out X did Y, which equals Z. How is Karen Reed being prosecuted if we have all this information? But is it all made up? How is she still being prosecuted? And in the middle of all this is the Canton Police Department, who intentionally screwed up the crime scene on 2 different occasions, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Even with the book that I'm reading, I don't know if you knew I was reading that book, but that book that Brennan brought into court, I'm actually reading that book right now.
Oh, really?
And it actually supports the fact that they didn't even do that part of the investigation. They didn't even investigate that part properly. Like how, if they at all suspected at any stage that could have been dog bites, there's a specific procedure, a forensic procedure that you have to do, the way the clothes are handled, the way the wounds are handled. It's pretty interesting. Like they didn't even do that part right.
And now she got $500,000. You know about this, shorty? She asked for like a portable shoot house, like a portable shooting range.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're talking about.
Yeah, she got it.
Helena.
And they got a new school. So what they're doing is they're pricing. This is the deal. They're pricing the residents of Canton out of the town. They want them out because they don't have the money. Money is power. So they're upping the taxes. Mike, what are your taxes going up?
$450 so far. Yeah.
A year?
Yep.
So when it's all said and done, you're probably looking at like $700
Yep.
increase in taxes.
Yeah, they're going up another 3% on the budget, right? And then $450 on top of the school, which I don't have any kids here, so you know.
Teachers need a raise, cops need a raise, fire department needs a raise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they get new cruisers too. They get a couple more cruisers.
That's already in the budget.
Yep. It's like we said though, you got to spend it or you lose it. So.
Yep.
Our taxes are actually way higher than yours. Our land rates here,
Wow.
Really?
way not
Wow.
taxes, land rates, I should say. Yeah, way
Excise,
higher.
you get excise tax?
Mm,
No, land,
n-
actual property land, property value.
yeah, so we pay income tax obviously on our earnings,
Yeah,
which is about I think 30% or something. But we
right.
also pay land taxes. So there's you pay the council for your property per square meter, plus you pay your water rates, and then I can't remember what the other things are because I'm very new to owning a block of land. Sorry, but I can remember those two things. Like right now, my land is vacant, and I'm paying water rates and land rates basically, and it's about 700 a quarter. I think it's about 700 a quarter, which in US dollars, that's like, I think it's about 400. What you just said, like 450 a quarter.
450.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but that's on top of what he already pays. Like Mike,
Yeah.
what are the taxes a year?
Well, it's
Ballpark.
1.4 million. 1.4 million. So yeah, it's a couple grand. Yeah.
Couple of thousand. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see,
Crazy.
I'm not the finance minister of the house, so
Yeah,
my wife is. So
good.
I don't really see too much of it, to be honest with you. But I can find out. I know it's a lot of money because of the taxes alone, just because of the school was gonna bump at 450. I knew that.
On top of what he already has.
Yeah, and my house is worth 1.4, so I don't know what that equates to.
Yeah,
A
but
shit,
still,
a
his
shitload,
taxes
a
going up
shitload.
on top of what he's already paying, Miss Shorty. And
Right.
Right.
I
Like,
mean,
To pay for this
but
crap.
back to your
it-
point, Tommy, you're right though. They're trying to price out people.
yes, and that's
Yeah.
not fair. That's not fair in any way. That's
'Cause
just so not right.
you have an older generation here. Like my in-laws, they're in the 70s. They don't have kids and stuff like that. They have like a
Fixed
ranch or whatever.
retirement, dude.
Yeah,
They're dumb,
yeah. 450 a month to them is a lot. It's a lot of money to a lot of people. But in
And the
Canton,
fact that they've got to put it up so that they can pay for all this wastage, complete wastage of money spent on these ridiculous things that they don't need to spend it on.
So if we put the type of kids out that we just had kill a bunny on Thanksgiving, and those are the kids that are getting educated in Canton, why the fuck do we need a new school?
Why do you need more cops? You get the best ones you got now, right?
What good is it going to do? Is it going to attract more people, and we're going to have the same results?
That's a good point.
Change people or change people. Like legit, it's not the students, it's the teachers, it's the school board, it's the police chief, it's the select board. Change people or change people. You either
Yeah,
change yourself or you're out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, either you change with the ways of the world works in Canton, or we change your ass out. That easy.
and there's really no way to fix it.
No, you're right.
Because it's designed to be broken.
They love chaos. They want chaos. They want confusion. We haven't seen our chief of police in over a year. Haven't
I
heard
know.
from her.
Imagine that.
She's not made a public statement. And all the shit that's going on in Canton, all of it, right? Kids beating up kids, rabbits, good, bad, or indifferent, hires, fires, failed investigations, nothing.
So
Nothing.
I think the chaos is what helps them hide what's going on.
You're right,
It
Austin.
does.
You're 100% right. They want the confusion where they can point the finger someplace else. Well, our lieutenant didn't, as part of his job. No, dude, the buck stops with you. You are the chief of police. End of story. Move on. If you can't handle it, if you can't run a police station, you shouldn't be there. There's another female chief of police in Stoughton that's doing a fantastic job, McNamara.
Yep. Well,
from what I'm hearing, I'm not sure. I don't know her numbers, but at least she's talking. She's doing presses. She's doing toy drives. She's out in front doing a clip. She's in the paper. We got nothing.
Saving animals. I saw the other day.
yeah.
Okay, they had to do that because of the squirrel thing, didn't they? It's like, I'm saving animals.
Did she actually? Stoughton just had 2 people residents that lived in Stoughton that lives were saved by two Stoughton police officers that were interviewed on TV. It was made Channel 5. We have never ever seen anything like that in Canton. Never. Where you honor two officers about, saving a life or doing something. We don't see any of that shit. I don't even know what Helena Rafferty looks like. The last time I saw her, she was angry and she was flipping through a binder yelling at people.
Blaming Aiden.
You know?
She was
It was horrible. It was
Yeah, it
horrible.
was.
And then she got a contract extension, and that's it.
I hear she's
And
trying to
then-
go to Foxborough.
Yeah,
So
but I
then,
did my
then the
civic duty.
deputy chief who lived across the street, who knows absolutely nothing about nothing, he becomes chief. You
We
guys
have
are in
two
great
dep-
hands.
we have two deputy chiefs. You know that, right? We have two. We have a female. Cheryl was her last name, and
I thought she was lieutenant.
nope, she's deputy chief, dude. They hired because they were too close in the testing that they didn't want to unravel anybody's feathers, so they made two deputy chiefs. So we're
Right.
paying two salaries to two deputy chiefs. If you can believe that. Right? But hey, you know what? I still did my civic duty. I did my civic duty. I went up to the police station the other day and I dropped off the Christmas presents. Because you know what? It's not about them. It's about the kids, right?
So, do you want to get really mad? I'll show you a quick racket.
I'm going to jump off and let you guys continue. But thanks for having me. Thanks for the quick
Aussie,
chat.
Aussie.
Thank you very, very, very much.
We got to come back on, Aussie. We come back
Yeah.
on.
And
I will.
Talk next
great
week.
work, by the
Talk to
way.
you.
You've been doing a lot of good stuff.
If I don't talk to you, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you guys too. Please do
If
pop
I-
into Shorty's channel on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
Without
a doubt.
definitely.
Without
Yeah.
a doubt.
What time's
Alright.
it going on? Do you have the dates? Do you have the times?
Yeah, I think it's like your evening, I guess.
Yeah.
She's
all right.
she's in the chat, so I'm sure she can put the times up for us when we.
Yeah.
All right,
I
thanks,
appreciate-
guys.
I appreciate your info.
Likewise.
Nice sweetie.
Okay.
Bye.
I have one last question though.
Yeah. Okay.
What about finding Chloe? Do you think they found the dog?
No, I think the dog. I'm much on the same page as Scott McGuinness. I think the dog's long gone. They had to
All right.
destroy the evidence. They've destroyed all the other evidence. Why would they leave that evidence?
I believe I agree. We don't leave
Yeah.
any loose ends, right? Nothing.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. I just want to
Oh
make sure.
man, you still got to read that book, but because the book tells you what all the loose ends might have been. The
Ooh,
book's
okay, so what's the name of the book, by the way, real quick?
it's called Dog Bites: A Multidisciplinary Perspective.
Awesome.
Did you see though, the doctor destroyed that and said none of these people are doctors, or I forget what the word she was. The people that wrote the book.
The
weren't,
authors aren't, but the people who contributed are actually all very highly qualified. But the reason
Okay.
that Brennan kept going on about it is because they're all veterinary. They all got veterinary or animal backgrounds. I think there's only like one forensic scientist in the whole lot, but the rest are all like animal background, veterinary, working with animals. Like they're all very, very highly qualified in their fields. There's the only two that are like the lowest qualified, like no degrees at all, are the ones that wrote the book. So
right. Do you think it
but
was
it's
Brendan's I gotcha moment? He tried to pull it off on her.
I think that she read that book on the plane on the way home because she's like that. And she's going to pull that shit out in January as soon as because he's got to finish questioning her yet. So I hope she did, and I hope she pulls it out and says, yeah, but this book that you pulled out, it actually supports all of my arguments.
I think Alicia did a great job walking her through every question and closing all the doors so that Hank had no opportunity to even have a question answered without it already being answered prior to.
Right. You know what I think Hank screwed up with? Like, he actually didn't raise any Daubert concerns. Everything he has said so far is cross-examination, like what you do at trial. He's not raised any actual Daubert. He's not said this science is not tested or this science doesn't exist. He hasn't brought up Daubert issues. So, I also think Beb's between a rock and a hard place with all of this too.
One last question before we let you go. Is she in or out? Did you hear me? Is Dr. Russell in or out? I don't think she heard me.
Lassie, can you hear him?
Well,
May
I
have lost her.
her. I want to
Sorry.
know.
Oh, there you are.
Do you think
Kidnapped.
Do you think Dr. Russell is in or out?
I think she's in. I think Bev's got no choice unless he starts raising some Dalbert issues. If he doesn't raise any Dalbert issues, he's not giving her anything to work with, and she's left with a wide open appeals. If she has no Dalbert issues raised, and she doesn't want Russell in anyway, she's opening herself up to appeal. I think Bev's smart enough to know this. If Hank gives her nothing, then she's gonna have no choice but to let her in. So
Well,
Hank
she was
better,
yeah.
Right. Yep.
Hank better get his act together in January and start raising some Dalbert issues and giving her something.
I think he was put there to take the fall. You're gonna fall in the 6th round. That's what he's done. I don't think.
Well,
Whatever he's doing, it's definitely falling, whether
Yep.
it's publicly or not.
If the defense can prove that it was a bit by a dog, that puts John in the house. Case closed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
If John has
And
any fur or any dog fur on him, case closed.
Case closed.
And how easy it is to pick up a piece of fur.
Yeah, but that's
And
exactly why all the clothes were washed.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why
Yeah.
I'm scared. Like, if they don't have any dog hair, and they find another dog somewhere, and they say this is Chloe or whatever.
Hence the
someone says-
carpet. Hence the
it's gonna-
carpet. Hence the carpet.
Oh, that's right. That's right,
Hence
Tommy. That's
the
right.
carpet.
The
There's
carpet's
dog hair in
got
the carpet.
lots of dog
Yeah.
hair. Yes. People are
Good
like,
point,
who
Tommy.
cares about the carpet? It's
Yeah.
like, you don't know what's
Yeah.
in that carpet.
Mhm.
Oh, and I didn't realize that luminol, if you spray luminol, it picks up cleaning agents too.
Yes.
It
Yes,
picks
and
up
dog
20. Yep, 27 different types of chemicals it'll pick up. I didn't realize it's not just blood, but all these other cleaning agents, all this other stuff. I'm like, oh shit, they got it. If anything's on there, they're gonna find it.
Yeah.
So
That's
if it's
it.
not the right dog, it's not the right dog. They have dog hair on the carpet.
It snowed here,
Okay.
so if you look
I got
outside,
that.
it
got
snowed. If you looked outside, would you see a body if you saw looked outside, or a shoe,
Yeah.
a size freaking 13 shoe, friggin' size 12? That's
A black one.
yes, in the snow. You wouldn't see it. How's that
Well,
happen?
That's what bothers me about Canton not finding it originally, because they were all over that sidewalk. They were
They-
all over that.
You know how
They
much
would have kicked it by walking by it, you know?
they were over it so much they were using a leaf blower. That's how much over it they were.
And no one's talking about the belt. No, the belt wasn't on them.
It was on the clothing though. It was actually cut on it was on the clothing, and it was cut when they showed the forensic
So they cut it
pathologist.
around the buckle.
Yeah, it was cut.
Okay.
Like, when they cut his clothes off, they cut his
Yeah.
belt as well. It
What
ended
about
up
this
turning
hat?
the belt
So
was there.
what
Who was all the people saying that the belt wasn't going to be there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
but it
pressed-
said that, yeah.
Yeah.
What about
So-
the hat? The hat was found the next day, right? Or that night?
The hat was found next day, and I think the shoes were found that night.
The shoe was found that night along with the plastic straw. Remember the black
Yeah, drinking
plastic
straw.
straw.
And that
And then they
big
found-
round bloody noodle lid.
Listen,
And then
there's
they found this hat the next day.
if John was hit at that speed, at that velocity, and his body moved, his body would have transferred the motion into John's body. He would have been doing 24.2 miles an hour, hitting the grass or the curb to make the injuries. But there's no grass stains. You go out and you run 10 miles an hour and slide in the grass. Even if it's solid frozen, you're still gonna have grass stains on you. There were none. Zero
Yeah.
grass on his clothes.
Someone did
Yeah.
an awesome breakdown about the phone battery too. On
Dead.
His battery
Would have
about
been
how
dead.
his body was keeping it warm. I don't know. Have you seen that? It was pretty fucked up. And then Dixie Normers did a great one about how many cars were in the driveway that night, and then how many cars were in that driveway in the morning of.
Well, they probably
Yeah,
threw
I
it in the garage.
Did you
Also,
see it also?
Gracie also did some phone experiments just recently in the last couple of days, like making the phone cold and seeing if it holds its charge, and so that's deep. Oh, quick! What's Gracie's channel? I've forgotten the name of it. Deep.
Gracie's
The-
wonderful, by the way. If you guys haven't subscribed to her,
Yeah, what's her
I just
channel
find-
name? I've forgotten it.
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
The
All right,
other
give
thing
me
that
one.
really, the other thing that really bothers me too was Gallagher with that whole no probable cause pissed me off.
To him,
Into the house.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely
and
just disgusting.
that is, again, that's like saying you hurt my feelings. Well, what feelings? Well, I don't know which one, but they're hurt.
Dream Feed Media. That's
Dream
what.
Media. There we go.
Oh
Dream Feed
yes,
Media. Yeah.
was it?
Dream
Yeah, I've seen it.
Dream Feed Media.
Please
Yep.
make more content. We love it.
Yes,
Yes.
awesome.
Yes,
She
I'm
did
enjoying
the-
Gracie's
so
experiments.
the math is mathing is what I read about when I read about the phone. I think she did the phone, and I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. How it
Yeah,
runs
yeah.
down at certain temperatures, and like it was like very analytical, and I like that, and I was like, wow.
She's
Wow.
very clever. I love it.
My question is this then. So John's found, the phone's found. Where's the phone go? And then all of a sudden it stops moving. That's the part where I'm trying to figure out who picked up the phone after they picked up John.
It's obvious someone did. Isn't
They
it?
they had to
I've
get
heard
the
things like it was
appropriate-
Kerry, but I'm not sure.
See, I
Kerry
think
Roberts,
the first panic is where's his phone. The second panic is wait, where's his shoe? Holy crap, where's his hat? So like in
Yeah.
that order. And I just saw someone wrote in the chat the hat was found on the 3rd of February. It's just so
Yeah,
it was a couple of days later.
Yeah, so if he's hit by a car, right? How does the hat go flying off his head way in the other direction someplace? And it's it just doesn't. The math's not mathing. It just doesn't make sense.
Nope.
Yeah.
Anyways,
exactly.
I didn't want to keep you here. I know you gotta go, but
That's all right. I don't actually have to go. I was trying to get leave you guys to take calls, so I got nothing on. It's the middle of the freaking night here, so.
So again, to like Dream Feed Media and to Autopsy, our channel, it takes a lot to give you guys the content. I mean, the time and the background work. So I appreciate what you do, Aussie, for us in Dream Feed Media. She's wonderful. I appreciate what because you're all helping, right? Trying to go forward, right? Everyone and again, anyone that wants to help, come on aboard. We're more than happy to help. And we have the best people, hands down.
Awesome.
We do, even when we don't get along. What's up?
Then, right?
Would you keep Barrows on the stand a lot longer this time around?
Hell yes. I was like
Okay.
screaming at my screen, like, just showing the tail light. Please just show it to him and ask him, is this what it looked like? I was so yelling at the screen. I feel like they dropped the ball with that one.
I did too. I was like, wow. And letting Kerry Roberts off with no cross.
No, I kind of understood that one. That was strategic because if they would have had to have been aggressive with her to get her to admit to anything, and that would have come across bad to the jury. Whereas with Barros, that's a totally different thing. They would never have had to have gotten aggressive with him. They would just say, "Is this what the tail light looked like when you saw it?" And he says, "No," and that's it. Close, walk away.
I just thinking about the phone. Who took the phone? That would have been my. Did you have possession of the phone, Kerry? That whole thing, because
she just said she gave it to the cops. So you'd have to
say
go.
that, right? She did say that, right?
Yeah. She would have. They would have to cross the cop that she said she gave it to, because there's not really much cross there on the phone. It's like, repeat again what you said about the phone? I gave it to the cops. So she couldn't remember which cop. She couldn't remember who she gave it to exactly. But we've actually got the police report where he says he took the phone into custody. So, but they got so carried away with days and days of, his shenanigans. They never actually asked Proctor about the phone, but it was in his report that he took custody of the phone. It doesn't say that he was at the property when he took custody of it. It's not specific. So I probably would have carried that through to Proctor's questioning when Kerry said she had the phone. Where did you get the phone?
Right. Why did you pick it up?
Right.
Why did you pick it up?
Yeah.
Why do you just tell? Why do you alert the police? Hey, his phone's right here. But that's what's like. It's so sussy. It's like, I find it hard to believe that she knew what was going on. But I don't know. You know, like
Yeah.
she didn't even know. She didn't even know Jen. She wasn't even friends with Jen until then.
Yeah. I think we can expect a lot more witnesses this time. Like I'm just watching the chat. The tow truck driver, I think he might
Yes.
actually be brought in this time. It depends what he's got to offer. If he took a photograph before he put that vehicle
Right.
on the truck,
Right.
that might
Right.
be a good point. And also if he spun the tires, getting it out of the snow, out of the driveway to put it on the truck, that might be also very important.
How do they
If you
explain the video for Canton Sallyport? It's all discombobulated. You got ghost images. You got this.
Yeah. But with the tow truck driver, I would be focusing on, did that key cycle match the tow truck driver trying to get the car out of the snow? Because it seems
Yep.
like there might have been some tire spinning. And if it wasn't that, then the very next key cycle is what? It's Paul Trooper Dunning-Kruger doing his testing on it.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
something like
And
that.
then,
Anyway.
what's your thoughts on the chip off being done? It's already been done, allegedly, right? It was supposed to be done on the 17th, right? We haven't heard anything back yet, unless that's
Well,
anything that was impounded.
yeah, I'd say it would be impounded, but I'm interested in the chip off because one of those chips is not a data chip. One of those chips is a CMOS. So I'm interested in what they think they're going to get off a CMOS, other than the operating system. Like
And
the obvious.
I know you've done a lot on the chip off. You know kind of what's going on with the infotainment system. So
They
you don't
need
think
to.
there's anything there?
They need the revision of the infotainment system. They don't know what version I think it is. I've never seen the version of software, so I think
Well,
they
they
need that in
might.
order to get the data.
That might be all they're going to get off of a CMOS chip. You could be right.
Yep.
It would give them a software version, like the last update when the car connected to the internet and did its last update, or a phone, I guess, to do its last update. But they're not going to get data off of the CMOS except for how the CMOS actually operates, and of course the last time it was updated. So there's a few things about that, and like people are still saying, like, they obviously still don't get the math. People are still saying there's going to be more data. There's no more data, guys. That's it.
No,
End of-
no.
All right, we got a call, guys. You ready?
Yep.
All right.
Hey, there we go. Hi.
Good old Tommy and Mike.
Hi. Where you calling from? Where you calling from?
Texas.
Texas.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I love when you and Mike are on.
Well, thank you.
I'm on every time you're on.
Wow. Nice.
What do you think about
Nice.
us going every day at the beginning of the year?
I'm sorry, what?
What do you think about doing a show every day starting January 1st?
Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
What do you think
'Cause you-
about the Karen Reed trial from Texas? What do you see from there?
It's bad.
I didn't hear you
It's
there.
like, it's bad. It's like watching a zoo.
Okay.
There's so much corruption that's sickening, and to sit there and watch Judge Bev on that stand, how biased he is. I mean, I can't believe they don't see that.
So you see you see what Karen's fighting and what she's actually up against every day that she wakes up. What would you say?
Yeah.
What would you say to her?
Bless her heart. I mean, I don't know how. She's got to be a strong person. She has to be. To come in there in court with her head high and all that. But I think, Karen, you've got a lot of supporters. And in the end, I truly believe it will be all right. I
All right,
truly
yeah.
believe that the feds are going to come in, but maybe not soon. But they're just grasping, everything they can. As long as it goes, that's just more evidence they're getting.
Yeah. Wow.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Feds are going to come in one day and they're going to clean house.
I
Yeah.
wish.
Aussie, how would they do that before you go? How would they do that if they were going to come in and clean house, like she says? They just take out the whole police department, or?
I have no
I think
idea
they'll
how
start
it
off with
works.
the high ones. And I think there's going to be one arrest after another. And I truly believe that they're going to handcuff Jen and McKay. I think they're going to get them all.
We can only hope, right?
Yeah, that's all we can pray for, right?
Yes.
But I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you going out and the coverage you do to keep us all informed. I mean, you're there every time something's going on.
Well, that's how you guys get the information, right? That's
right.
Someone's got to do it.
But anyway, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you doing that. And then Mike, him keeping us updated when you're on the ground. But
I try.
You're just awesome. I mean, there's just one word for you, Tommy. You're awesome.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And me and Mike and Aussie and Miss Shorty, I'll speak for her too. We appreciate every single set of eyes that watches us. We really do, because I'm not here for me. I'm here for you guys, right? Like that's. I think we're in it.
Right.
We're kind of in it together. I see it. So
yeah.
But I really appreciate the phone call, and it really touches my heart that you took the time to call and say hi to us.
Well, I just hope you understand how much you're appreciated.
I do.
I mean, and I get the whole Grant thing and you talking to him.
No harm, no foul there, right?
That's right.
Wonderful.
That's right. But Tommy, you have a great day, and if you're going to be on every day, I'll call you again sometime.
Sounds good to me.
Anyway, you and Boston Mike have a great holiday and a happy New Year.
Thank you very much. You too.
All right. Well, we'll be talking. All right. You too.
Thank you, dear.
All right. Bye-bye.
Aussie.
Yeah.
She can't hear us. Only she can hear Tommy.
Yeah. I figured that out.
Weird.
So I sit here in the dark and listen to the call. I'm like, okay. We're trying to figure it out.
No idea how to answer that question, Tommy. Like, I'm not in Massachusetts. Like, I don't even know that it's doable, to be honest. Like, I guess if we're talking about, the corruption side of it, then I guess relying on the feds to uncover all the corruption and getting the corrupt people out of the positions that they're in. Jail's a good place for them if they want it. I don't know where you'd even start to clean house, to be honest.
Well, Farwell, he's got a hearing on the 4th of February, which is the anniversary of Birchmore.
Yeah.
And my thoughts is that he's talking in federal prison right now. And he's probably giving up certain names on the state police, certain names in Stoughton police, and they're working with where that information might be. So
I never thought of that. You're right. He might be, if he wants to get a lighter sentence, he might actually be the whistleblower everyone's been waiting for.
Yes.
He's looking at the death penalty.
Listen, death penalty or not, he's got the death penalty based on what he's charged with in prison.
So if they say to him, hey, we're not going to give you the death penalty, but
we'll take it off the table.
We need to have a conversation. He's got 3 young kids and a wife. I mean, he's a young guy. And he's not going to do well in prison.
Nope.
Right? So get me to a secure place. I'll give you what you got. I mean, I'm just thinking like a human being here. My life's on the line. I'm not going to see my kids. I'm going to hold water for these people, that I can get a better life for me inside prison. How much better it can be, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to talk. Yeah, I'm definitely going to talk.
Mike,
Yeah.
the child molesters and people that have anything to do with young
No,
kids, they're not good in
no,
prison. And
no.
that's,
And I
that's
can
what
tell you
he's
what,
charged with. He's done. And he's a
they're
cop
gonna
on top of it. He's done.
they're gonna tell them, listen, you're gonna go to GP, general
Yep.
population, and everybody's gonna know what you did.
That's it. That's all you got to do right
Everybody's
there.
gonna,
Yep.
and
Well,
he'll,
they
and he,
might even say we'll put you in federal prison for
right,
and
right,
treat you a little bit more cushy if you give us the information that we want.
Bingo. Yep.
absolutely, because
Especially.
they've put off his arraignment, so to speak, the last 2 times he was due, and
Because
all of a
things are
sudden now they want to
happening.
go to now they want to do it on February 4th, which is the anniversary of Sandra passing, and it's just too ironic to me.
They know that. It's like
It's just too
there's
ironic.
no doubt. They definitely strategically planned to put that
And
right down on that day.
anybody that was involved with that case, Canton Police 2,
Yep.
State Police 2, are sweating right now. Are
Big
sweating
time.
because they can't get to him. They can't talk to him, right? He's not going to talk to them.
Yep.
Everything's recorded, so it's game
Like
on for me. That's
even
how.
if they took death off the table, he'd still be like terrified of being in prison because he's a cop. So
Oh yeah.
he'd have to go to federal prison at some stage anyway. So I can see them offering him that deal because he's going to go there anyway. It's not really a
He's
fair
still,
deal, but
Yeah, he's still going to do life, but he might do life, let's say, in Colorado with a section of people that are all pedophile. Maybe there's even cop pedophile, whatever. They'll all
Not
be in
good.
the same spot. You know what I mean? He won't be walking around wondering what's going to happen to him next if he's out, out in the general public and people knows. And let me tell you, prisoners do not like pedophiles
Nope.
because they all have kids on the outside and they freak out. It's not good. It's not good.
yeah.
All right. Aussie, we'll let you get to sleep. It's late there. It's got to be late.
I'm good. I wasn't going to bed in a hurry. Like I said, I'm trying to stay up. I'm trying to stay up so that I'm up for the stream.
Well, then
All
hang out
right.
with us then.
So,
Hang out.
Yeah, I'm happy to hang out. And I know
All right,
people
cool.
saying in the chat, poor Aussie. No, it's okay, guys. I need to stay awake
Good.
at least
Good.
until an hour after midday.
so listen, I have a question. If I
Right.
have a piece of information that I want to get out in the public, but I can't put it out there, if I
Yeah,
give it to you, right,
I'll do whatever you want.
and you put it out, you're in Australia. I don't think Buchanan's going to fly there and give you a warrant.
Is
Hell no.
that the
No one's
one
coming
we were
after
talking
me.
about earlier? Tommy, is that
Mike.
the same thing we were talking about earlier?
Kind of. You know our mutual friend there, the guy that knows everything. We have information that if
I
if
have
we-
offered it if anybody needs me to put info out, fine. I just want receipts for the info. I don't want to just be a talking
Yeah.
bobblehead. I
Yeah.
want to
So-
see receipts so that I know what I'm putting out is like accurate. So
all right, so let's just say this. Let's just say the person that we talk to writes the manual for the people that have been on the stand. Like the policies and procedures. He writes them. Like this person writes them because he was their boss.
Yeah.
Of
Send
people.
me that shit.
So we have access to that person.
Yeah. And the manual.
Everything that this one person has said has absolutely been true, to include Sandra Birchmore, to include John O'Keefe. And these are things that if we took him and put him on the stand, it's game over. It's there's no way X cannot happen to get to Y. So if we give that to you, you can release it.
Yeah, no one's going to toss me in jail or knock on my door and harass me.
That fixes that problem we have, Mike.
You might even be able to talk to him.
Yep.
I want that manual, but I want to do some readings. We're enjoying our bedtime readings. Well, a lot of people are like, oh, nice, curl up in bed and listen to Ozzy read a book. So free the manual. Hey, Joe, free the manual. I want to see the manual. I'm not sure how that can be helpful to the defense. because I think the defense already knows what the procedures actually should have been, because their defense lawyers, they know what the
I can say, you know how the doctor Marie, how she's qualified, like she's overly qualified, right? The person that me and Mike are talking to is,
You talking about Scornabelli? Who are you talking about? The medical ME? The medical examiner?
yes,
Dr. Scornabelli.
that's who did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yes,
That was
Squirty.
the other person.
What was it? What was it that the subtitle said? Squirty belly.
Yeah.
Squirty, squirty belly.
She's like 4 names. I forget, but Scornabelli was one of them.
When she does the autopsy, who's there?
Well, Proctor was
Sometime-
there,
Yeah.
or someone,
exactly.
one of the cops was there. Yeah.
Yep.
So-
Squirty belly.
So that cop can almost kind of steer the medical examiner. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
Well, he more or less said that in his text, didn't he? Like, you didn't
Yeah.
put the screws on hard enough. Like, so I think that text was from, who was it from?
The Chico.
To Chico, yeah, to Proctor. You didn't put the screws on hard enough. You're a junior.
So
You're
here's
a rookie. You're a rookie.
here's the problem we have, because we know the fact that Proctor was not supposed to be working that day. Proctor got a phone call and then activated himself at that point because there was a body on his boy's lawn. That's it.
Yeah.
He wasn't scheduled. The person who was, sit down.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so I think who was
Not
it?
good.
Scott in
good.
the chat. Scott says it's supposed to be the case detective, so that would have been Proctor.
Yeah.
A detective isn't pushing an ME in a direction. It's got to be someone higher up. And there you go. And he's
Bingo.
cop too. So. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, then Scornabello gets onto the stand, and she's blasted every which way, and then
She's doing what she's being instructed to at the higher levels from the DA's office.
Right.
So she's
But
gonna
right.
bingo.
Right. But I think in her bottom of her heart, she knew what the fuck was going on.
Yes.
She absolutely.
Yeah,
did.
I
And
got
that-
the impression when she was on the stand. I got the impression she was a little bit combative with
Yes.
with Lally. She wasn't
Yes.
entirely cooperative with Lally. So I got the impression that they could have maybe cracked her if they asked the right questions.
I was with you on that one too. I was
Yeah.
totally like, he's got her, but she just kept on saying undetermined. That leads just me to believe, like, and hate to say this, like, what else have they done? Like, it's sickening the opportunities they could have had to push her one way or the other, whatever they needed, for a result, either like unalived yourself or it was murder, Birchmore. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
that's just crazy that you have the power to do that and completely put something under the rug like that. That's
All right.
not right. It's not right. It's just not
I
right.
got a call coming in. Hold on a second. Let's get this call. Let's see. Who is it?
Call from
Scott.
Scott's on. All right.
From New York PD.
Scott. Good. Can you hear everybody?
Can't, bro.
Can you hear Aussie?
I was on mute. Can you hear me?
I
We
hear
can't
nobody.
hear you.
Okay.
We can't.
Scott, real quick, before we do anything real quick, I got to do this. I have to do this. Stay on the line because this is important. Everyone, you need to know something. Happy birthday, Shelby.
Happy birthday, Shelby. That's right.
Happy birthday, Shelby.
Woohoo! She's 29 years old again, folks. She's
Youngin.
29.
She's
Looking
a
good.
youngin.
29 again, Shelby.
All right. All right. Scott, how are you today? Where are you calling from?
We can't hear
Tommy.
him.
Tommy, nothing. We got nothing.
All right. Let me
Yeah. Sorry, Aussie. This is due to Tom. We're trying to
how's
figure
that?
this out. Yeah.
Can you guys hear him now?
Say hello to us.
Hello.
I can't hear him, Tom. I can only hear you.
Now we got.
All right. They can hear you now.
All right, go
We
ahead.
got him.
All right, yeah, if you want to relay any questions from Mike and also from the chat, but I just wanted to give a little background on dealing with the autopsy and the ME. All right.
Yeah.
I did 26 years with the NYPD, 15 on patrol, everything from foot patrol to being in a car to anti-crime, which is the same thing as undercover work. When I had 15 years on, I finally got my transfer to the detective squad. All right. Primarily, I was assigned to the subway, and we dealt with a lot of DOAs. My office averaged around 35 DOAs a year. Everything from people tripping and falling in front of the train to people taking swan dives. All
Yep.
right.
Okay.
I also have a background because I did 25 years as a volunteer fireman here on Long Island. So I also dealt with people in car accidents, cut them out, both
Mhm.
alive and dead.
Mhm.
So I've seen it all. All right.
Okay.
When it comes to an ME, I mean, I can't really discuss the case and get into a lot of details, but I know for a fact that when a case goes to the ME's office, all right, the case detective is supposed to be there unless it is deemed not suspicious or not a homicide. We had a lot of cases where we didn't go to the MEs because when we interviewed the actual witnesses, the witnesses said the person jumped in front of the train. So we weren't required to go to those autopsies. But in cases where it was suspicious or undetermined, yeah, we had to go watch the autopsy. All right.
Yeah.
So whoever technically was the case detective or their partner was supposed to go watch John's autopsy. All right.
Okay.
Now I know for a fact because my partner and I had a case where we had I don't remember the exact number. We had 8 to 10 independent witnesses observe a person jump in front of a train in Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah.
We typed up the case. It happened at noon. All right. We had everything done by, I'd say, like 6, 7 o'clock at night.
Okay.
So for a case like that, cut and dry, it's called DD5s. Each report we do is called a DD5. So we banged out about probably 10 or 12 DD5s by that time at night. The next of kin was notified, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So because we ruled it a suicide because that's what it was. We
Right.
had independent witnesses. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day we're sitting in the office, and it usually takes a week to 2 weeks to get a death certificate from the ME's office. So my partner's sitting there and he goes, "Hey, I got the death certificate back." He goes, it says accidental." We're like, "What?" So I go over and I'm looking at the ME's report and the death certificate, and it wasn't accidental. My partner spoke to the ME, and we faxed over our DD5s from the independent witnesses.
Right.
It should have been cut and dry that this was suicide. Long story short, what happened was this guy was a high-ranking board member of a certain union in
Okay.
New York City.
Yeah.
And what happens is people that know suicides don't normally pay, insurance companies don't normally pay out on suicides.
Yep.
So what happens? It turns out his family knew a retired police commissioner from NYPD. That retired commissioner made a phone call to the ME's office without us knowing and had the ME rule it accidental. So what happens?
Wow.
The family collects the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
The kids didn't know that their father committed suicide. And
Right.
they not for nothing, they weren't kids. They were in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
All right.
But it was easier for the family.
Yes, I understand it's easier for the family,
Yep.
but for anybody to say that an ME is not going to be steered in a certain direction, they're very naive.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but it's not a detective that is going to steer a case like that. The ME, if they're honest, is going to turn around, take the information the detective gave them. Okay. Now, from what I've seen from this ME that did John's autopsy, all she did was cover her ass.
Right.
She left it open to interpretation. Okay. She didn't rule it a homicide. She didn't rule it accidental. Okay. She left it to where it's up to the police or the defense to prove what happened. She washed her hands of it. So that's a red flag right there.
I agree.
For
Absolutely.
anybody in law enforcement to know that there is something crappy going on here. Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back even further than that. When Melanie got us all involved on her channel with the Karen Reed, John O'Keefe case, all right,
Yep.
she didn't tell anybody she was doing it. Okay.
Okay.
When she dropped the pictures the first night it was on, as soon as I saw the autopsy pictures, I immediately knew that one, John was bitten by a dog. Two, he was not struck by any vehicle. All right. That's obvious because of my experience in both the fire department transporting people that were struck by cars, okay, beaten with baseball bats, and the same thing in the city with people beaten with bottles, pipes, shot, stabbed.
Yep.
Okay. So any cop or any law enforcement person that is going to turn around and say that John was hit by a car is full of shit. Okay.
The lack of police presence anywhere will tell you that in itself, that it's all bad. No cop's going to stand behind that.
Exactly. And I'm going to say the same thing that Mark Betterow said months ago. Okay. There is no other place that Mark and I or anybody else can think of that this would have went to trial, that it wouldn't have even gone to a grand jury here, even with the amount of corrupt crap going on in Manhattan with Bragg. Okay.
Right.
This case would have never made it to a grand jury. End of story. Just based upon the autopsy, the fact that they didn't follow crime scene procedures. Okay. They didn't do the proper collecting of evidence. They didn't hold the scene. Okay. So, I mean, this is all a farce. I mean, obviously Karen is going to be found not guilty, but my problem with it, is the question is, and what I think is going to happen is they're going to drop the case. Once they don't really care if Karen is convicted. They are there to protect the actual perp.
Absolutely.
And I can't say who the perp is. I don't know. Okay.
Right.
It's a matter of getting the people into the room, which the feds will do. Okay. And they will break them down one by one. And you know what? When you're looking at federal jail time, somebody's going to crack.
It's different. It's a different type of jail.
Exactly.
Well, one, I need to thank Melanie Little. She has been, without a doubt, amazing. She's done so much for the Karen Reed cause. Please pass along the amount of love that we have for Melanie. She is wonderful. If there's anything that she needs, more than happy to take care of it. Because I wish we had more Melanie Littles. That's
so
it.
do I.
Thank you for your service.
I will, Tom. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Now, if you come across John, right, there's no evidence to me that proves he was hit by a vehicle. Like, I don't see that. His collarbone would have been broken, right?
Tommy, ask
or
him
he
if
would
he
have
would
had
have went in the house.
bruising somewhere else on his body. But if you think about it, for it to actually happen the way they claim it did, all right? John was over 6 feet tall, correct?
6'1", yes. 6'2".
Okay. All right. So they're saying that John was either on his knees or sitting down when Karen backed up into him for the bumper to hit him in the head like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is no physical way. All right. They are so full of shit. They grasped it. You know what it was? They took the time in the morning to come up with a story. And what you know, Tom, that once somebody spins a story, you got to stick with the lie.
Yep.
Now, to be honest with you, I can't believe that they've gotten this far with the lie. But now you're talking, you've had over 2 years to, keep thinking about the story, going over the details that you were told by whoever came up with it. So you know what? Now they actually believe it happened.
Yes, because they believe that's absolutely correct. They've told a lie so much, it's now a believable lie to them.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep. And they were drunk too, so that's why it's crack.
And Aussie's saying that they were drunk at the same time, so you add alcohol to anything, right?
I want to know
if
Mike, Tommy, if he showed up at the scene, would he have gone in the house?
Mike wants to know, if you showed up at the scene, would you have gone in the house?
All right, here's the deal. All right, I'm not gonna lie. Like when I've been on Will's show and Mike's show when I've called in. All right, I haven't lied. I have no reason to. All right, right off the bat, out here in the city where I live, out on the islands where I live in the city. All right, there is a judge that's on call. All right,
Yes.
when you need an emergency search warrant, you reach out to your boss or the chief of detectives. You say, hey, this is what we got going on. I've got a dead cop on another cop's lawn. I need a search warrant. That chief is, number one, getting his ass out of bed. Number two, the first call he's making is to whoever the judge is covering or to the DA's office saying, get us a warrant. We need it. Okay. That house would have, first of all, that house would have been surrounded. Okay. There was nobody getting in or out. That's number one.
Mhm.
All right. Number two, all right. If the DA, I mean, it's most judges are going to give you that warrant, but let's just say up there, the DA's, you know what? There's not enough. There's not enough. All right. You know what?
Okay.
I hate to say it, but the guys that I worked with, and it's happened in New York City with a cop that was hurt or killed. You know what? We don't give a shit about the warrant now. We're kicking the freaking door in. All
Boom.
right.
Yep. You
We're
got
kicking
probable
the freaking
cause.
door in. All right.
Yeah.
It's been done. Because you know what? He's dead on. There's a dead body, a dead cop on somebody else's lawn. It's obvious that he was in that house. Okay. Now we got to go check under the emergency exception to see if there's somebody else injured in that house.
Bingo.
So you know what? So at least you know what? I'm not going to search the house. I'm looking to see who's in there. Okay. And then I'll worry about the warrant. I'll worry about it afterwards. But there's a dead cop on the lawn.
Yep.
I'm doing what I got to do.
I got to agree with that 100%.
Wow.
End of story.
Love it.
And you would have had a legal right to go in for the cause of the other residents. I mean, there's one dead cop on the front lawn. What about the one that's in the house or the guy across the
Exactly.
street? Are they alive? Is this a hit? What is this? Right?
You don't know.
Right.
Well, you can't justify going across the street. You can justify going into the house at 34. You couldn't justify going across the street because he wasn't on that lawn.
Right.
So that's a stretch.
Well,
but I mean, we did stuff here. I'm not going to name the case, but I specifically was involved in a cop that was murdered out in Brooklyn years ago. And I was 10 minutes away when the job came over the radio. My partner and I were supposed to be off duty 2 hours before, but we had to stay on overtime to investigate something. We flew to that area, and when we got there is when the ambulance pulled away with the cop.
right.
And what happened was the perp was in the wind. There was one perp under arrest. There was another perp in the wind. What they did was they pulled practically every precinct from Brooklyn at around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, sent cars to this one specific area, and we shut down the entire precinct. We shut down the entire neighborhood. We shut down the two main roads. We shut down the parkway.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
And not for nothing. I mean, we were looking for someone that just shot a cop.
Exactly.
We turned around. We stopped every car. They were backed up, and we were walking up to the cars one by, one cop on each side of the car.
Yeah.
And if you fit the description of the perp, we ripped you out of the car. If you didn't fit the description of the perp, you were told to go.
Right.
And you know what? We probably ripped me, my partner, and the two other guys that were there from another command. We probably ripped about 10 people out of their cars. Okay. And you know what? I'm not sorry for it. I'm looking for someone that just shot and killed a cop.
Right.
You know what? I'll deal with the backlash and the consequences later. You want to hate me for it? Hate me for it. But you know what? That's somebody that I worked with, his brother, and it is what it is.
Well,
people do, in business, people do favors for other people. Well, you know what? There's a brother or sister in blue dead or hurt. We're doing what we got to do. You know what? I'm not going to lose any sleep over somebody else's opinion about what we did right or wrong.
Right. When a suspect takes the life of a police officer, he will absolutely take the life of a civilian. So he has a little higher priority of someone that will pull the trigger. I mean, it's one thing if he had a gun, but when you pull the trigger, things change at that point, right? So
yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
But it was also a different set of rules back then, also.
But still, I mean, that they would do it now, but they would do it with just a little differently. So
yeah,
Exactly. Tommy, has he ever been involved with a cop killing another cop?
Mike wants to know if you've ever been involved with one cop murdering another cop.
No, but unfortunately, I have to say this: a guy that was in my academy class,
Mm-hmm.
after we graduated, he was having an affair with a female cop while we were in the academy, the same company as me. So both the male and the female,
Yeah.
we were all in the same company. We graduated the academy, and about probably 7 to 10 years later, he shot and killed her. So he's upstate New York. Okay.
Wow.
Then there was the guy that I worked with. I was doing plain clothes. He was working inside, and that was a few years later. This guy wound up shooting and killing his girlfriend. So yeah, unfortunately, and another guy. I mean, the other case was all over the news. I had to deal with a cop that put his 2 kids in a garage, and he let them freeze to death. I dealt with him when he was in uniform and I was a detective, because he had information on cases, and we had to go interview him. And years later, after I retired, it turned out that this guy put his kids in a garage and let them freeze to death. That scumbag. So,
What do you
I've
think?
never had to deal with it.
What do you think of Enrique? Surrounded by first responders, okay, mind you, surrounded by everyone that can save his life, but yet, what's up?
I mean, it's obvious that Enrique's injuries weren't sustained during what I would consider a regular training session. I mean, obviously, according to what I'm hearing, the NYPD Academy, even when I went through it in the early 90s, was way different from the State Police Academy in New York State and up where you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally different. Like, you're talking about a real paramilitary police academy with the New York State Police and the Massachusetts Police, as opposed to the New York City Police, where, yeah, we were paramilitary, but it wasn't where it was a real paramilitary experience,
Right. It wasn't
You know,
that.
we
It was similar, but it wasn't a
It was
paramilitary.
similar, but it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, when I went to the academy, there was no boxing. We weren't allowed to box, right? Because there were lawsuits pending and stuff like that. People got hurt. So, you know how that goes. I mean,
Yeah.
so one cop would hold a pad, and the other cop would hit it.
Yep.
And you would do that for 2 or 3 minutes, and then, all right,
Switch it around.
pass the pad over to the other person. Yeah, that's how it was.
Yep.
So I mean, but it's obvious the injuries that Enrique sustained were not during a regular training session at all.
A broken leg,
Yeah.
broken teeth, a broken
Yeah.
neck, a fractured skull. Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand that.
exactly. Now, I mean, everything's been silent on that case.
Yeah.
My belief is that the feds are investigating it, and they told the attorney to tell the family stay quiet on it,
Yes.
because it seems to me that his civil rights are violated. So if that's a civil rights violation, that's federal. That's not Massachusetts handling that. That's not the town.
Right.
That's my opinion. That's why I think everything's been silent, and people are just going to have to, wait it out. I think it's all going to come out.
How do you think we fix Canton, the police department there?
They need an inspector general up there. I mean, first of all, the feds got to come in and make the collars on who was involved. And obviously, I mean, I'm not going to say every cop up there is corrupt, but you have cops up there that are scared, because you know what? And I've said it before. If I'm working a 4 to 12 and I got somebody on a car stop and I'm fighting for my life, and I called for help, and I turned around and turned on cops
Yep.
that I worked with, who's coming to help me?
Nobody.
Is some neighbor coming to help me, or the guy that's in the next sector over coming? So I can understand them being quiet, okay? As long as they are not helping to push the agenda and not helping the conspiracy, you know what? I can understand it,
Mm-hmm.
all right? Because that's what it comes down to. I mean, what people don't realize is that, you know what? I mean, everybody's all angry about how Karen was framed, and so am I, because I was embarrassed, I was angry,
Mm-hmm.
and, stuff like that. But the whole thing is, when you're out on the road, and I'm sure they don't work 2 cops in a car up there, because there's no crime up there.
Right.
Right. So when you pull a car over, you do a car stop, and you got some guy from Boston or any place else, and he's getting squirmy in a car, and you need another cop there. Yeah, send me another car. Oh shit, nobody's coming because I opened my mouth about this and I disagreed with what was going on with the investigation. I'm on my own. You know what? Your safety is in danger. Public safety is in danger. And you know what? Now you're going to second guess yourself, and now you're not going to do your job because you're scared that you're going to get hurt.
Bingo.
So you know what? People have to understand. People may not like it, but people should be able to understand the simple fact that, you know what? The cop has a family to go home to also, you know, and that's just a simple fact. You may not like it, but that's the way it is. And you know what? If you don't like it, grow a set of balls, take the civil service test, pass the test, pass the psychological, make it through the academy, make it to the police department, take the tests up to get up higher rank, and you know what? Change the job.
Listen, you pull a car over 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's no one there. It's you and that person in that car. People don't realize it gets real.
They don't realize
it's real. Like you just don't. You never know. That's the thing. And then when you leave work, then you get your adrenaline dump because you're not on edge. You don't have to be because hopefully you're in a good environment. Some people do get in a bad environment, and it doesn't help them.
I agree.
So.
That's like that show that's on Friday and Saturday nights. I can't remember the name of the show. It's on from like 9 to 12, and it's the cops all around the country, and the cameras riding the cars with the cops. All right, that show, I hate that show. First off, it shows cops violating people's civil rights, and people think it's the greatest thing in the world. They don't even realize that people.
They do a lot of profiling.
Besides the profiling, illegal searches. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody thinks, people don't even realize this. They talk about, oh yeah, it was a great collar, these pursuits and stuff like that. I was involved in pursuits. You know what? I'm not chasing somebody for a red light, endangering myself, endangering the public because somebody blew a red light.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Not worth it.
You got to use common sense. That's just the way it is.
Wow.
People only see and people also believe TV shows and investigations like NCIS.
Right.
Hey, look, they did this, that, and the other thing. That's not police work. You have to remember something. That's TV.
Yes, exactly true. Exactly true.
Yeah.
What else?
I do have a question for Scott. Will he please come on my channel sometime?
Aussie wants to know if you'll come on her channel sometime.
It's a good possibility. I mean, I went on Melanie's show once, and I had somebody, and I went on Melanie's show, and my face was shown, and it was a members only and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 nieces that go to school not far from where you guys are.
Yep.
So until they're out of college, I'm gonna lay low with facial appearances.
That's fine, because I don't mind that at all. I mean, she doesn't mind it either. Just
I'm
even
just an avatar, man.
she's got a lot of questions.
Oh,
no, I'm just an avatar.
I've gotten a lot of questions.
If you do have some time, try and really get on her show because I'm sure you've seen her. She's just wonderful. So yeah. How do you think this ends? How do you see this ending in the long run?
All right. Well, first of all, we got to look at the top here. Trump has to keep Levy in the spot to continue to do his job.
Okay.
Okay. Because as well as I do, if they turn around and put a new attorney general in there, somebody else is going to come in, put a halt on the investigation.
Correct.
And then you're starting from scratch. And that is the last thing we all want to happen.
Real quick. What does it take to get a warrant on a sitting district attorney?
You're going to need a lot.
His phones. Think about that.
You need a lot because you know what? All those judges up there are all tight. They all know each other. They all go to the same country clubs.
Yep.
They all drink scotch together, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why if you look, everything is like all lined up. You know what? And especially if Morrissey called, even on different cases, especially if Morrissey used his own personal phone to call other judges about other cases, they don't want their names coming up that they received phone calls or text messages from the DA. They don't want that out there. So Levy's got to do everything federally up there. He's got to go before a federal judge to get the warrants. And to be quite honest with you, I think Morrissey has all this information. But it is so enwrapped, starting with the Canton police and the Massachusetts State Police with the investigation. And who knows where it spirals from there. And it goes to Morrissey, okay? Mello, We don't even know if Miller's alive or not, to be
Correct.
honest with you.
Correct.
Who knows?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So you don't know which way the feds are going. And the average federal investigation takes 2.5 to 3 years. I mean, look how the feds just collared Mayor Adams from New York City. They just collared his first person, his assistant, all right? He's been in office for I think it's 3.5 years now. So the feds have been investigating him for like 3 years.
Right.
And they just started making the calls within the last 2 months. So, I mean, I understand and I'm anxious. I want the feds to wrap this all up, at least start making the collars. So I think that's why Levy moved on, what's his name, Farwell?
Yep.
Because of Sandra. I think he did that because they had just enough to make the collar on Farwell and to quiet everybody down and to show everybody, hey, this isn't going away, okay?
Right.
I'm doing my job. You just have to understand an investigation takes time, okay? We may not like how long it takes, but it does take time. And that's why the feds have a conviction rate that's like 97%, 98%, because they have all the info before they go to trial. And they need all that info to get somebody into a room, put a light on them and say, hey, I've got you on this, this, and this. You either talk or you're going away. And if you think we're lying, here's everything on the table. Go ahead and read it. That's how the feds work.
Do you think they tell us what they have?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think they'll keep it from us too. That's
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
That's going to make some people not happy.
No, it's not happy. And I mean, listen, before I retired, you know what? I said this to Melanie and I said this to Will. You know what? I was 100% all cop. All right. I'm retired for quite a long time now. And I've seen shit that I can't believe has happened. And it's not just been in this case. It's with the Sandra Birchmore case. There's other cases and stuff like that. And it disgusts me. It really does. Because the honest cops are catching heat because of what these scumbags did. And you know what? I hate it. There are other cops I know of that won't even speak out about it. And I get that because you know what? They have other cops in their family. They got to protect them. And when I speak to like you, and I speak to Will, and I speak to Mike, and I speak to Tom, and I give my opinion on stuff, I got to be careful about giving my location and where I worked specifically because I already had someone try doxing me. All right. And like I said, I've got 2 nieces that go to school, college, not too far from you guys.
Like the people that are serious don't care about your personal life. Like that's irrelevant. Like we're more interested in the meat and potatoes of it, the facts. Like, you know, what color your house is irrelevant to any of the facts, right? You know, so
you're right. You're right.
But listen, I deeply appreciate you calling in. Like this is just like fabulous, and
my pleasure, Tom.
We absolutely need to have some more time with you if you do not mind.
No, I don't mind. Tom, would you do me a favor though?
Please.
Could you ask Amy if she is really 5'1" 7/8"?
Amy, Miss Amy, are you really 5'1" 7/8"? And you know what? I got a tape measure. I'll measure her for you. I've met her personally. She is just a fabulous lady. She really is. And
I'm sure she is.
You know, we're going to rally around her, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. This is going to be a good thing. So we got her. We got her. And you know, again, the community that we have, right?
Exactly.
Blessed. We're all blessed. We have the best people. So listen, Scott, thank you so much, my friend.
My pleasure, Tom. Hey, Mike, great talking with you, Mike.
They said thank you. Thank you. In Aussie's show,
nice hearing you.
Get some time. Aussie will get, you know, you guys should probably talk.
I'll get in touch with Aussie.
Wonderful. Thank you, Scott.
All right, guys. Take care. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too, my friend. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Boom.
Wow. Yeah.
Boom.
I've heard him speak on. I've heard him speak before. He's great.
One more call, guys.
You want to take another one, Aussie? Yeah, let's do it.
Call from the Glorer. To accept, press 1.
Will.
I know this guy.
He can't hear us.
This is District Attorney Michael Morris.
Yeah.
What you're doing needs to drop. Who do you think you are? You're getting in the way of justice. What do you have to say for yourselves right now?
Okay.
Good morning. How'd you sleep, bud?
Good morning.
Where's
Mr.
your-
Morrissey, Mr. Meatball Morrissey, did you hear Tommy say that he was going to give me information?
Did you hear?
Hello?
Did you hear?
Hello?
Miss Aussie's gonna give me some information. She said.
I want to know who you people think you are. Sunday morning, people are trying to go to church, and you guys are up here causing a ruckus, spreading lies, and telling the whole world that Colin Albert was in the house. Colin Albert was not in the house.
We're from South Boston. We don't know nothing.
What's up, Tom?
How
How you doing, buddy?
Oh my God, Will. Good morning, sir. Good to hear you.
It's good to hear you too, buddy.
Wow.
I-
Did you hear?
How you doing, Boston
you hear-
Mike?
He's doing great. For whatever
Oh.
reason, I can't get them to talk back. Like they don't hear you.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, you can't do that with Google Voice. Sorry, I just woke up. I haven't even been watching you guys yet. I saw you guys were on, and then I called in. So
We just had
Um,
a guy from New York call in, a retired cop and firefighter and stuff. And man, he was great. Awesome.
yeah, he called. I caught the last leg of that. He's called into my show before. He's a really good dude.
Yep. So, Will, how do you
What's up?
how do you see this ending? The whole
How
thing,
do I see what ending?
the whole Karen Reed trial. How does this end?
Acquittal and a big party.
What about punishment for the people that did that?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, who knows what Josh Levy's doing? I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine that he's doing everything that he's been doing. I mean, every other week he's got a press conference of some other branch of corruption that he's been taken down.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't imagine that he's not doing whatever he can to deal with the situation in Norfolk County, considering that we already know that they've been investigating it. So I just hope that not only have they found exculpatory evidence of Karen Reed, but have found evidence to implicate those responsible for who are actually responsible for Boston Police Officer John O'Keefe's death.
Yeah. So with since God knows when Karen's had to get up and face all this. Granted, she's had some support now, but she had none at the very beginning. But she's got some now. She has to deal with this every single day. Like she's the one that's going to go to jail, not me, not you, her, and she's dealing with this. So if you if you were to see her before Christmas and you want to say something to her, what would you say?
Same thing that I would now or have been. Just hang in there. You know, we're all behind her, and that you know, keep her head high like she's been doing. She's been inspiring everybody, you know, with her strength and with her resilience. And so, you know, just keep it up. That's it. I mean, that's all she can do.
I don't think she gets enough credit for what she's got to walk through every single day.
I don't think so either.
You know,
I really don't.
I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't. There's no way.
I mean, I don't know about that. I think that when your feet are on the fire, you're capable of things that you're not sure that you never knew you were capable of. You know,
Mhm.
I think that's very that's something that people need to consider. You know,
Yeah.
Because I mean, you never know what you're capable of when you need to survive. I mean, she's facing. Just imagine you're on trial for a murder that you didn't commit of someone that you love.
Yeah.
You know, I can't imagine how that's. For me, I think that she's just she's just doing what she absolutely has to do. You know, I mean, now, thank goodness that she has the support that she has.
Right. Family.
Because I mean, right. I mean, she needs all the attorneys that she has to do this, because I mean, fighting, she's not just, you know, this isn't a lawsuit where she's fighting this one person who happens to have strong resources. She's fighting an entire corrupt system.
Right. Exactly.
And I can't imagine how I can't imagine that being easy. So, you know, it's real important that the support for her continues.
So part of that support, Will, is you in your channel and what you do for her, and the attention that you get to bring to her. The more eyes, the more data gets torn apart, the better it is for her friend, you know, for her defense. I'm sure her lawyer is looking at some of the stuff, or she is. And I know she's, you know, looking at some of it and pulling some good information that she doesn't have to do the research on, that we've already done.
Well, Tom, I mean, what you're doing is extremely important. As I said many times, you being out there, Boston Mike backing you up there from his studio, and you catching all of that footage. It's so important what you're doing outside of that courthouse and capturing all that footage, because when people try to say that you're an angry mob, you're out there providing the proof that that's just plain not true.
Exactly.
You know, so, you know, if people actually want to get to know and understand a little bit the people who are supporting Karen Read in person and showing up there relentlessly every court hearing, every standout, that is, to me, that's incredibly important that you're, you know, out there doing that, and people can see that. People can get to know you guys a little bit, you know, as best as they can,
right,
without actually talking to you, but they at least see what your hearts are like and what your intentions are, and everything that you're doing.
But
so
the best part, the best part is I just hold the camera, right? And you take that data and you can talk to your audience, and you know, I get it. And you and Aussie, you guys can talk about it, whereas it makes sense. I just give you the data and you guys tear it apart and analyze it. That part's the important part.
And Aussie, what Aussie Insider's doing, what Miss Shorty's doing, what Dylan's doing. You know, these, you know, even though they're smaller creators, they're not only proof that this is reaching all parts of the globe, but they're taking that information and using their platforms to spread it that much more.
Yep.
So even the smaller creators, they are incredibly vital to this movement.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week. How the smaller channels get the niche people that are the important people.
Sure. No, and those channels can grow. That's the whole point, is we got to support those smaller channels and help them grow. You know?
Yep. Mike, you got anything for Will?
Yeah, I just saw that Resistance to Silence is live out in Dedham right now.
All right, Resistance to Silence is live in Dedham.
So there's a standout going out right now, and like 25.
Resistance to Silence is live right now too.
Yeah, Legacy Place.
Yep.
Sorry, I just woke up.
No,
I don't know. I haven't even. I saw you were live, and then I was like, all right. I took Clever out, and then I called you.
Nice.
So, my point.
I don't know what's going on in the world yet.
All right, Mike.
Just my point being that everybody's out there in the cold doing their thing again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mike's saying that everyone's out in the cold doing their thing for Karen. You know, so I mean, it is a group effort. It really does. And
even if you don't have a channel, you just
even if you don't have a channel, you're still helping. Like, people don't realize that if you just being there is helping.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people, you know, just one person holding a sign, one sign, is powerful. That, you know, once someone sees it, it's like the best analogy I can use to make this point is like, do you remember the movie The Matrix?
Yep.
Like, and how the agents could, like, this is gonna be weird, but the agents could, like, if
Pop in, pop out.
one random person who was asleep in the Matrix happened to see one of the people that were, you know, one of the people in the resistance, they would take over that body because the agents could see, right?
Yep.
So to me, that's kind of like the power that just one sign has. One person driving down the highway sees a free Karen Reed sign, Googles it, goes, "Oh my God, free Karen Reed, what does that even mean?" They Google it. Next thing you know, or they you know, click on the QR code, or they scan the QR code and then they see the information, they donate. But most importantly, they go to the water cooler at their job and they start talking about it.
Right.
You know?
Did you see
And
this?
then,
Right. You're right.
so one sign, just one sign that says free Karen Reed has that kind of power.
Yep. Awesome. You know, Will, you know about our girl Amy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna
I
start
think Amy in Boston.
Amy in Boston. She
Yeah.
she has to go and have a procedure done.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. It's not that's yeah. So we're rallying behind her, and we're gonna try and help her through this. This is a big thing. So just so everybody
Right on.
knows we're gonna be pushing for Amy soon. So you're gonna hear a lot about Amy. This is gonna be a great example. Keep us busy in between now until Karen. So Amy's our temporary Karen to practice on.
Right on. Yeah. No, man.
Yeah.
I hope she's gonna be okay.
Well, cancer picked the wrong girl to mess with. We're gonna help her out with that. So
Yeah, fuck cancer.
Oh no. Yeah, not the big C.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
She's young. So that's unfortunately the good part. She can take a hit of radiation and bounce right back, no problem. She's a youngin.
She's tough.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
we got her. We're gonna help her right through this, all of us. She's got a great support
we do.
system. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
So, Will,
Yeah.
what do you think of this idea for her? My other channel, if I take some of my clips from Tom CPU and just make like a 3-hour clip, and then can I loop that on YouTube so people can like always watch it, so that can make revenue for her while she's doing her treatment? I'm gonna like give her my this CPU channel, and then I need something. Will YouTube let me loop something continuous so it can be like a continuous loop? Do you know if possible?
You can. I mean, I'm sure there's ways to tweak that and do it, because like if there's ways to like, well,
Just so like
I mean,
someone can watch it, turn it on at night and let it run at night so that she gets the watch hours.
Well, right, because I mean, I guess you could just set it to go live and just loop it. If you could set it to loop, sure. Because like I've seen, like what I do, like when I leave to go to the gym, I feel bad for like Clubber and Drago. Like I won't let them sit in the dark, you know. So like I'll click a YouTube channel that's live that just runs for like 24 hours straight, that has Christmas music and like a fireplace and whatever.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
So they have a little ambiance when I'm gone. You know what I mean? So there's ways to do it.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how. I've said this 100 times. I'm like the worst YouTuber ever, dude. I don't know. I've been doing this so long and I don't know what I'm doing still. All I do is talk.
You're doing it right,
So,
whatever it is. You're doing great, Will. Your viewers through the roof.
yeah, I mean, you know, I you know, not to get into any drama or nothing, but you know, I lost a few subs over the weekend. I knew that I would, but to me, those are, you know,
shaking out the rug.
Yeah, that's shaking off the rug. Great way to put it.
Yeah.
But you know, we're gonna get back on track, and I was gonna go live later today, maybe just to hang out. There's no real updates, so maybe do a little plevanisms and have some fun like we always do.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, absolutely. So, but again, right? And here's the thing with subs. they still support Karen Reed. So whether they're here or your channel or Resistance to Silence or wherever, they're still supporting Karen. And that's the freaking bottom line. Then that should be the top line and the bottom line. Everything in the middle is just noise.
Agreed. Yeah. And
Oh.
and Young Jerks is still supporting Karen Reed too. Keep watching Young Jerks.
Bingo.
You know,
Yep.
everybody's supporting Karen, man. Like, anybody who's supporting Karen Reed and spreading information, it's a good thing.
I
100%
no
matter what your personal feelings are, or whatever, whatever my personal feelings are, I still support any channel that supports Karen Reed.
Love it. Absolutely agree. And I hope the fans see it too, because we're here for you guys, right? I mean, that's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
I'm going to let another caller call in, man. Thanks for having me on.
No
Paul.
problem.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Anytime, my friend.
I know I can't hear Ozzy or Boston Mike, but good morning to you guys, and maybe we'll get to talk another time.
Definitely. Thank
Good
you.
morning and good evening and good night.
All right. Have a good one.
Good morning, good evening, good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, guy. Oof. Man. All right. One more. Last caller. Last caller. Oh, they hung up.
All right. Cool.
No. All right. So that was awesome. The callers, Aussie, Glara, Scott.
Aussie's here.
I know. Everybody. It's just so nice, Mike. It's so nice to. We're all here, but we got this, right?
Yeah, we never
hear everybody.
There was no quit, man. I've never wavered once. So
no,
yeah, we're just getting stronger. I mean, I think as you go along the lines, everybody's gonna have a pissing match every now and then, but who cares?
And it's probably gonna happen again, right?
That just means you love each other, right?
Yeah.
Like when you fight with your brother or something, you know what I mean? Or if you give somebody a nickname, it means you love them. That's all it is. It's just
love it.
Next, yeah.
Yep.
Next.
And like Aussie, like I'm glad you're like part of my life. Like I'm happy about that. Like I have good people in my life. I have no issues at all. So
Likewise,
thank you for what you do, you know.
Thanks for welcoming me into the local crew, because obviously we're not entirely welcome from overseas, but I appreciate that you did make me feel welcome.
Anytime. So
no problem. Anytime.
Yep.
Man.
Awesome.
Well, what's coming on 2.5 hours, Tom? What do you think?
I think it's 2.5 hours late.
All right, I'm going to duck out and let you say your hooray. So thanks for having me. Been a great morning.
Awesome. Thank you.
Pleasure. Talk to you soon.
Bye, dear.
Good day.
Man, Mike. Good show, huh?
Yeah, I've heard that officer call him before, and he's awesome.
I love him.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah,
yep. No doubt.
I wish more law enforcement would call in. I mean, obviously we don't dox him or anything like that, but just the way he said it and how convincing he was to me.
And you heard what he said. They made a phone call. One phone call to the top has to come from the top.
Oh yeah, for the search warrant, you mean?
For everything. It was,
you mean to get this thing done? You mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Donna, thanks for the super sticker. Thank
Morris,
you.
that's maybe Morrissey's buddy left. That's why that lady left. Remember, what's her name? I don't know, but she left. His right hand girl for Beeland. Yeah. That's the one.
Please pass the Pepper. Thanks for the
Thank you,
$2.
Pepper. Pepper's always good to hear you and talk to you.
I know that we missed a couple, and
I can get it right here. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, Amy.
I know. Stop giving us money, will you? Stop it.
Told you had a convo with someone that doesn't agree with that. She's right. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, buying a meal of food with your enemies is a great way to know your enemies. Yeah. Plus, Wendy didn't pack any Lunchables.
What's this one?
For
Polly G. There's DJ. Thank you, DJ.
Yeah.
There's Amy's channel right there. Please take
knick-knack.
care of our friend. She's very important to us. You guys will see.
Yeah.
You'll see. And then Donna, thank you so much. And then Pepper.
So if you want to head over to Dedham, it's from 10 to 12. It's cold out there, but the sun's out. I was just on their channel.
I'm trying to see how can I send this group over there. There's got to be a way, right?
Just gotta tell them, go to Resistance to Silence, man.
Yeah, but I think I might be able to send everybody over there.
Drop
that'd
their
be
link.
nice.
Drop their link. If anybody can.
I don't know. I'll figure that one out. Yes. So please, everybody, support Karen Reed. And
hey, so just so you know, Will said there is no way that you can have two callers. I mean, a caller in with two voices.
So that's screwed up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Just so we were talking about having two. I don't think it can be done.
Okay.
No big deal. I don't mind going through you and.
Oh no, that I can get a roadcaster and that put the phone in the roadcaster and then
well, that's what you do. But just so you know, I don't mind. I think the callers are important. I mean, shit, Texas again.
All over.
I know. Why is that? I can't get over. I can't get over the falling from all over the country.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting to me. I just thought we just see, more like New England or New York
right.
Fuck, man, we get people in the morning having coffee with us, doing their shit, doing their thing,
Loving life. Just and then Mike, they're educated. They're on top of it. They know all the case.
They know the case. I'm just wow.
That's part.
I'm actually kind of proud about that.
I'm impressed.
I'm proud. Like, I'm happy that people that call in are educated enough to talk about it and have a point of view and understand where we are at this point of the case. They're not like, hey, can you tell me a little bit more about it? No, these people know all about it.
If you look at all the callers on all the other channels, it's the same way. They're just top notch. Yeah. They got it. They understand the whole thing. It's so. How do you put? That's amazing.
Impressive. But what I like to see is people from Canton to call in.
Yeah, we're missing some Canton people.
I know you're out there. Nothing bad's gonna happen. But
especially if you work at the DA's office and you're high up and you like making phone calls, you can let us know too.
Well, even if you're from Canton and you've been here a while, we'd like to hear from you. We don't have to get into details, but just talk about what's going on with the town, what your feelings are.
Tax rate.
What you think, what you think should happen, where we were 5 years ago as opposed to where we are today. Things like that, because I've only been here for 10 years. So I've seen a progression of just all I've seen is it going down. But people might have a different opinion about, up till 3 years ago, this was a great place to live and this was an awesome town. Nothing bad ever happened. And then all of a sudden, to me,
here you go.
It just kind of went, slowly went down. So that's what I want to hear. I want to hear what people have to say in Canton or in the surrounding towns. And how much has it affected your life? And, have you had conversations with your kids that are in school or, things like that? Like what's really happening under the layers, under the meat of things? There's another group of people that have a family that live here that want to, that have situations where they got to talk to the kids. Hey, I'm in so-and-so's class, who has a brother or a cousin, uncle, or, it's how do we deal with that? Everything okay? And just, I don't know. I find that hard to believe that no one wants to reach out, and there's absolutely no coverage in the Citizens paper, and there's no communication with the police department. I mean, I get tweets from Stoughton about how they want to build their followers and things like that, how they can be more positive, just like different things like that. Like how can we make it better as a community?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
No doubt. There's room for improvement, definitely, Mike. As there is everywhere, right? No one's perfect, nothing's perfect, everything can get better.
If you don't learn something new every day, it's a waste of a day.
True. Very true, bud.
So
all right.
We court tomorrow.
We have court tomorrow and we have court Tuesday. Fingers crossed. Hopefully.
So you're going? You're going to be live?
Absolutely.
So it's in Dedham again tomorrow, I believe.
Yes, sir. We will see you guys tomorrow morning.
Like what time? 7-ish, 7:30ish?
7 sounds good. 7:30ish sounds good. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe
Tom,
maybe take some calls.
yeah, take the
Remote.
calls
We'll see.
on the way. Yeah, on the way in. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I would like to get some people from Canton to call in. I really would.
I'm trying to figure out. So my other phone, if I tag that other number to my burner phone and they call it, I can just present this person on the screen and then it's all set.
Oh, well, you think this is what
Yeah.
this is what
It's
you do.
I think that
You
might be a
know,
way around it. We'll
right?
figure it out. How's that, bud?
Or is everybody in Canton just too afraid to speak up and say their mind? And I just find that hard to believe. Just find it hard to believe. But anyways,
Yeah.
everybody's telling you to stay warm tomorrow, Tom.
Absolutely will. And thank you all for watching. I really can't appreciate it. You guys really, I do. That's a lot.
All right, I'm gonna log off and let you do your closing. All right.
All right, bud.
All right, guy.
Tell your wife I said
And
Merry Christmas.
yeah, I'll talk to you before that.
Yeah.
Anyways. And
All right.
if you're not doing anything, resistance to silence is going on right after this, guys.
Yep.
Much appreciated. I'll talk to you later.
Bingo. Yeah, Will. That's what I was thinking. If someone calls in on the phone, I just present that as a person through StreamYard. So, well, I had some awesome viewers. I had some awesome guests. The guests, I just love you all. You guys are the best. Again, you gotta subscribe. You guys know the deal. Subscribe to the Glare, Turtle Boy, Resistance to Silence. I could go on. LTL, mine. There's a lot. So, Miss Shorty, Aussie Insider, like these are people that are doing the work, and supporting them is the best thing you can do, really. I appreciate it, and I know they all appreciate it. We're all here because of Karen Reed. Keep focus. Karen Reed, she's getting railroaded. Keep doing what we're doing. You guys are amazing. Tearing the data apart, looking at every little bit. So, Dream Feed Media, please give us more. Yeah, blessed. So, with that said, if I don't hear from everybody, have a wonderful Christmas. There you go. Merry Christmas. So, you all, I love you much, and we will definitely see you tomorrow morning. In the meantime, be safe and subscribe, support. Even, turn it on your TV and walk away. Let it run. Supports the channel, supports the people. We're all here to help. So, and there's DJ. DJ, we're gonna get you next time, my friend. He had a great show, Calling All Beings, last night. I was in the middle of watching it. It's on my TV in the middle of it in my bedroom. So, all right, guys. I love you all, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.